Hello, and welcome to Mall Kids. Let's see. I am your host, kind of, Eva. And with me, I have some good friends who are going to introduce themselves momentarily. I just wanted to say thank you for joining us. Today is a very special event where we are previewing Mall Kids Night Market from the new expansion to Mall Kids, the zine. I don't think you can really see this with my green screen. Cool. That is, it's sort of a Honey Heist hack, but you play Mall Kids. And today we are playing Mall Kids in the mall after hours. If you want to support the Kickstarter, which is live now, you can go to, just type ! Mall Kids in chat, and that will give you a little bit of information, and it'll give you the link to the Kickstarter. We are also raising money today for the National Children's Alliance, which is an organization that deals with child abuse and resources, both for children and people past that age recovering from early childhood trauma. So, we have a lot going on today. We'll jump right into it, I suppose. Baker, why don't you tell us who you are and whomst you are playing?
Hi, my name's Baker, and I am playing Cora Faye Miller. She's a cheerleader and she works at the game store.
Excellent. Derek, what about you?
Hi everybody, I'm Derek Sword, use he him pronouns. I am going to be playing Arthur Campbell. He really hoped that the nickname Art would get picked up. Unfortunately, people have just called him Soup based on his last name. So that's something he's having to resign himself to. He works at the movie theater in the mall, Constellation Cinemas. And we'll see what it was. He's a nerdy teen. He's a nerdy teen who's really into movies. I will hand it off to Gonah.
Hi, I'm Gonah Hawking. I use she, her, or he, him pronouns, but I am playing Vey Rosales, who uses she, her pronouns, and she is a band nerd who has become absolutely smitten and just wants to commit a crime for her crush. I'll pass it off to Sarah.
All right, hey everybody. I'm SirHeckALot or Sarah. Either one works. I use she/they pronouns. And tonight I will be playing Jamie Jeffries, who also uses she/they pronouns. She is your typical high-strung, uptight academic nerd who wants to go to Harvard and go the whole 9 yards of that. And just wants to take a break, though. Maybe slack off. Skip class, skip a work shift or two, something like that. I'm excited to be here. First stream here.
Yay, and we're happy to have you. I am Eva, as I said, she, her pronouns, and today I am playing Frankie, who uses she, they, and wow, Harvard. Okay. That's fancy. I just don't want to work at the mall all the time, but, that's cool too. Get out of town, see the world, sure, okay. I guess I'll have to come up with some long-term goals at some point, but now is not the time. Now is the time for being dubious at the mall. We took the time to pre-generate our characters. Nope, that's not quite the word I mean. We rolled and crafted our characters and bonds before the stream to kind of streamline things. But we will go through the character sheet really quick. We all came up with our names, as you heard, pronouns. We determined our characters' looks, which I think we will get into, as well as their style once we set the scene. and all the reasons that we're here at the mall after closing. We already determined, both by rolling and by sometimes massaging those rolls, perhaps, determined where we work. We determined our kind of high school mall kid trope, archetype, and who we are. And we all came up with our goals, at least the goals for starting the game in what we want. Night Market, because it is a new expansion, and it has a few supernatural elements that the first expansion and the original game didn't have, brings us into a little... It's the mall, but it's not quite the mall. We'll go into the details of what that means in-game. But it also means a lot of our motivations might change rather quickly after we start. We are broken into sections in terms of our scenes, so you will see us taking beats. Mall Kids is a GM-less game, so we will also all be kind of taking on other roles besides our player characters. We will all embody different NPCs in order to help our friends tell the story that they are wanting to tell. So, that being said, how are we all feeling? Are we ready to start? Yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay. The scene, as we start, it's closing time. The mall is closing up. The customers have finally trickled out. If you've ever worked retail, this means that it is not, 8 o'clock on the dot. It is probably more like a quarter after, because people seem to think that it's just a suggestion that they can come in at 7:58 and it's all okay. I'm not having flashbacks already. It's fine. The mall is quieting down, though. There are gates being closed, doors being locked, trash being taken out. Where do we find each other? I'm going to start backwards order. And again, there is no GM, but I am facilitating because for most of us, this is our first time playing. And also just structure-wise. So let's start with Jamie. Where does the mall find you?
All right. The mall finds Jamie at her place of work, which I forgot to mention in the intro, but she works at Strawberry Caesar, the smoothie place that is not at all based on any real existing business. I imagine there are probably a couple people that just put in an order like 2 minutes before closing time, so she had to wrap those up and make sure the behind the counter was clean, make sure the register and everything gets locked up. She's pretty efficient in that. She's probably like maybe not a manager, but like assistant manager. She's in charge of a shift probably. And once she gets all of that wrapped up, she goes to wherever the employee lockers are, and will get her things and just pack up and get ready to go.
Seems good. Seems like a good plan.
Yeah, seems like a good plan. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
No. Why else would we be here?
Oh yeah, it's like this is exactly how she's tracking the plan, planning to do this. She has to go and go home and definitely study for the history exam. That's tomorrow.
Yeah. Vey, how about you?
So Vey has been planning this evening out in her mind for months. And when I say planning, I mean one of her notebook pages is filled with things like graffiti, ? Something with the security guard, and then arrows pointing at different like locations that the security guard frequents in the mall. But even with that planning, she knew the basis of what she had to do was stay after work. And so what she started doing was the older woman who runs the store, who definitely has a name, she would very often be like, oh, you know, will you do this as you close up? And slowly the closing up has gone on Vay's shoulders, which means that she is the last one that is going to be in the mall. And so, like, she is slowly making sure that things are getting done, but at a much slower pace than they would normally get done, as she's watching and making sure that, like, people are leaving before she completely shuts down the store.
In no way does that sound suspicious.
It's not suspicious. It's totally normal, actually.
Seems absolutely legit. Arthur.
It's okay, you can call him Soup.
I'm going to.
Yeah, Art to his friends, but even his friends are assholes. Yeah, so Soup works at the movie theater, and last Christmas, an anachronistic, perhaps, because this book came out in 2003 and we are playing in an amorphous point in time, but he was gifted the 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die book. And being a big cinephile and working at the movie theater, he's taken on more and more closing shifts so he can watch those movies in a theater by himself. To him, the way that a movie is supposed to be seen. You know, you're not supposed to see Goodfellas on, you know, the TV flat screen or box TV, depending on, again, what era this might be. You're supposed to see it on the big screen. You know, that's how Ray Liotta is meant to be, you know, kind of seen and enjoyed. So, yeah, he is pretty consistently, he's only on, like, the 10th in the 1001. He's got a ways to go, but he's making his way. And so, yeah, I would say he's probably on Goodfellas on this one, and has decided to stay late to watch that, and has already closed up, and, like, you know, the gate on the movie theater is down and everything, but he's sitting there with all the leftover popcorn that he has in that clear plastic trash bag, and yeah, that's where the mall would find him.
Good. Excellent. I wish him luck in his journey. I don't have enough time in my day, but good on Soup. Cora.
Cora is at the gaming store. She's the last employee there. She probably has been, like, pushing out the people who were playing Magic that night, who played overly late, and is now, like, cleaning up the stuff they left on the table and, like, trying to get done as quickly as possible because she just wants to go home because she has to be up early.
I'm sure getting up early is going to be no problem. If you never go to sleep, it's the same as getting up early, right? Frankie is... well, they can tell you. It's fine. They are closing up at the home goods store. Emporium, I guess. And, they're not the manager. She's, like, the lowest of the low. But she's done all her stuff and is just waiting for the closing manager to finish locking the door. and she's kind of gonna sneak back in, and she just wants to rifle through some stuff, see what there is to see, see if there's any dirt, any secrets, no stealing, like no cash theft, but see if there's any papers and drawers and who's on speed dial, that sort of thing. And she's put a few things in place to help her get back into the Emporium pretty quickly. But other than that, if there's time to roam around the back halls, see what other doors might be unlocked, they're in no hurry. Nothing but the night. I think that will be all of us. And I think as the mall settles down, we can start our first real interactive scene. Excuse me. As each one of us is going about our purposes, either steadily or with purpose, or hurriedly trying to get out of the mall and onto our lives, there's something we hear, something maybe that catches our eye. Everyone else is gone. No managers left, no customers. But perhaps it's a sound over the speakers. Perhaps it's a sound down the corridor. A smell, maybe. Each one of us discovers something off about the mall. Maybe the plants are different. Whatever you think you notice that draws your eye to our mall as we know it, shifting past a veil into sort of a middling space as the night market comes alive. And I will say, whoever wants to take it from here, and if someone else wants to meet up with them, we'll just sort of, this is the first person choosing to frame a scene. We will each get our turn to take our own scene, and then we will wrap up the that part from there. But who would like to go first?
I will happily go first, because I think since Arthur is watching Goodfellas, there's a very pivotal point in the scene, a very memorable point in the scene where Joe Pesci's character begins like antagonizing somebody and saying like, "Oh, what, am I a clown? Like I'm here to amuse you? Like what's so funny about me?" And it's at that point that Art realizes that there's a really long pause in the movie, and as Joe Pesci is looking towards the camera, the eyes kind of dart down, and Joe Pesci goes, "I'm talking to you, kid. What, do you think I'm a clown? Like I'm here to amuse you?" And Art, he's seen this movie on cable before, and it's cut for a lot of parts, obviously, on cable, but there shouldn't be an interactive part of this movie, right? So he walks out, and as he's walking out, he can see that all the movie posters that are along the walls, they're all starting to shift and change. All of these contemporary movies of the time are changing to more fantastical versions of themselves. The stars that line the ceiling in Constellation Cinemas are actually beginning to twinkle in certain parts. And as the movie continues to kind of go on, as he leaves the theater, he walks out into the main part of the mall, kind of following this odd sound and new smells and just kind of a sensory overload. This isn't like a mall has that air conditioned, very sterile kind of feel to it, and it's not that anymore. It's like it's humid and it's overpowering in different ways. And he'll step out from there, and I'll leave it to the next person as to who else is walking out, but that'd be probably the first person that he saw. So I leave it to whoever's next.
I'll take it. So Jamie probably was like just about to open the doors to the outside before she reaches in her pocket and realizes that she forgot her entire stack of flashcards to study for this history exam. Can't do anything without it. So she just probably mutters under her breath, very frustrated about that. When she turns around, the main thoroughfare of the mall, it's more humid. The atmosphere is really different, and as a mall called Plaza Mistwood, you wouldn't really expect there to actually be mist in the building, but it's starting to mist a little bit. And I want to say probably towards the front of the mall where she's exiting is probably about where the sit-down restaurant that we were talking about is about to be. And did we agree that it was Rainforest Cafe?
I think canonically it is a Rainforest Cafe.
Okay, great. The Rainforest Cafe. And a lot of the mist is kind of pouring out from there. And, she's used to passing by and hearing the very, corny animatronic animal sounds that come out from there. But some of the, elephant sounds are starting to sound eerily real. And just, not how they have been sounding before. Something weird is happening in this mall, and I think she is probably going to go and investigate. All right.
So I think for Vey, it's one of those she just turned off the main lights that are up in the ceiling so that only the security lights are on, and as she was walking past a display, she saw, it was like Da Vinci Code, Kite Runner, and so she's seen these books 100,000 times. She's sold so many copies, but as she's going past, the languages on them seem to change. It's the exact same, it's got the face of Mona Lisa. It's got the grungy texture of Kite Runner, but whatever the text is different, and some of them are very swirly, very Sylvian kind of scripts, and others are much more blocky and chunky, and some of them are even very pictographic in design. But she looks over and she picks up one of the books, and as she flips through it, it's the same on the inside of the book. And then she hears something further in the back, and she's gonna go investigate that, but I will hold off on the investigating until Cora has had her chance.
I think Cora is throwing away the last of the garbage, and all of a sudden she hears the gaming store that she works at does magic, but it also has 40K battle table setups, and she just hears these squeaks and roar, and she turns around, and the two warring parties that had been set up are going at it, and she's just standing there going, I didn't know. Do they? I don't think they do that. I'm gonna leave now. I don't care enough. I don't need this job. I could have worked at Hollister. Why didn't I just work at Hollister? And she walks out, and the gaming store is probably near where the mall is, so if Art or if Soup is still around, she will probably bump into him.
Yeah, if he's still in his work outfit, so to describe Soup, since I think we're probably at that part, he's got like shaggier black hair. He's got like the same kind of glasses that everybody had in the early 2000s because there weren't that many options. He has the outfit at Constellation Cinemas, where the stars meet, is like it's a red vest with like little star emblems all over it. It has buttons, but it's absolutely Velcro in the front. Definitely polyester. Like a red tie, black shirt, because they're like, oh, it's like a theater. So if you're going to be walking amongst people, you shouldn't be seen, but we need the red just in case you need to be seen. And he has thoughts on it. I never worked in the movie theater. So he's like still walking out in his movie theater garb. His shoes are like perpetually sticky just from like cleaning the floors and everything. And he come out and see Cora and kind of like whisper and like kind of call her over. Hey, I guess you were closing shift too. Is stuff going weird in your store? Is stuff different? I'll put it out. I'll put it like that.
I don't know. Can the little like miniature things that your brother used to paint, do they normally move and talk?
No. Well, the Gundams can't do that. No, I don't think so. Are they doing that? Because I just got yelled at by Joe Pesci, and like everything's doing a little bit of a Wizard of Oz right now. And if you're having an Indian in the cupboard, then we probably shouldn't be here.
Most definitely.
That makes sense.
They're having a full-on pitch battle back there. Yes, I've had to sit through enough Christmases watching movies you like to know what Indian in the cupboard is.
They're movies everybody likes, Cora. That is the point of the... It's fine. Okay. I'm just saying maybe we see if anybody else is here and get up, because I think the mole may be coming alive and trying to eat us. And I'm not willing to do a Friday the 13th right now. Or a Nightmare on Elm Street. Any of them. Definitely not a Leprechaun.
Well, I mean, if we're doing a horror movie, I will probably be the last female to survive. So I'm okay with this.
Sure, the cheerleader's always the last one. Yeah, come on, Cora. And he's gonna go moving further in because he knows Jamie, he knows Vay. He knows they would probably be working that same shift. So he's gonna be trying to go see if they have made it out or if they're still in the building. And I don't have
definitely gonna follow.
Yeah, I don't have the map pulled up that Eva was wonderful enough to make us. What would be the next?
I did put it in the Discord under the game chat. But...
Okay, so if we're in the movie theater, the food court's going to be to the west, and where's the bookstore?
So I was wondering if it could be one of the feet of the mall, like the big squares, just because
Is that
very
not
often
labeled?
those are like...
I thought I put it as the top and then the bottom one was like the clothing store or something.
There aren't labels at the moment, but they can be labeled.
Cool. Love that.
They're labeled in our mind. At Plaza Mistwood, I'm not sure we said the name of the mall either. Then yeah, he's going to go heading towards the bookstore since the exits, the main exits are at the food court and they would have to wrap back anyway. So yeah, he's going to go trying to find Vay, and I'm wondering if at this point, like, the stalls in the mall are starting to come alive with different types of magical vendors. But I will say we'll meet up with Vay and we'll see what the bookstore is kind of turned into.
Cora's gonna go, do you smell fish?
Yeah, I smell a lot of stuff. This is. I'm so worried. Okay, it's okay. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't give this character asthma. Okay.
So they went to the back because she could hear it sounded like someone was tearing books, and that's very concerning. That is the epitome of concern. The only time you're allowed to rip books is when you need to take off the covers because you are no longer selling them, and she's not doing that right now. But are we okay?
Yeah, I don't know why that glitched out, but we're okay.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. So she goes back and she hears the tearing, but she also hears like a squelchy chewing. And she gets all the way to the back, and there is this towering, ginormous cat that's taking single pages of the book and just... And she starts running out of the bookstore. Silent running out of the bookstore. So
I think at that point, yeah. Hey. You all right? You good? You're making a face.
We have to leave. We have to run.
Yeah.
We have to leave.
Yeah. What did you see?
So
Dan Brown yell at you?
Do you remember Cat in the Hat?
The Mike Myers movie? Yeah, it was
Yes,
terrible.
that one. I think that was out at this point. Like that's in my store. That's in the bookstore. It's not my store. It could be my store. It's not my store.
Everybody, I don't think Graves's mermaid is supposed to be alive and selling fish.
What?
I think at this point to take where Baker's going, the fountain has come alive with a mermaid that apparently has opened a fish market. All right, okay.
And just slowly, Vey is panicking. Do I still have to lock up? No, right?
I would say probably not, considering it looks like you've got even more customers now. And as it looks back, a small group of very obvious wizards have started flipping through all the books, again, long purple robes with stars on them. Like if you were to have a child go, this is what a wizard looks like. That's basically what they're wearing, the pointed hats and everything, who are just flipping through the Da Vinci Code, trying to figure out the secrets. The chapters are so short!
It's because it's not well written.
Every other page is a cliffhanger.
Enjoy your books. And Vey is just gonna start walking towards the closest exit, which looked to be between the two feeties, and just trying to walk very straight and not looking at anything.
Hey, Jamie's probably still at Strawberry Caesar. We need to...
But also, what if we left them?
Vey, Saving Private Ryan, No Man Left Behind.
I hated that movie. I can't believe Mr. Hartman let us watch that in class.
It was really inappropriate.
Fun fact, that's a true story.
Oh. Yeah.
But the twist is that it's Matt Damon.
Oh my god.
I mean, but he was cute.
Cut to inside the the Rainforest Cafe on the other little foot of this mall. While that conversation was happening, Jamie had walked in, and amongst these very now realistic, maybe not the uncanny valley kind, but like the actually realistic looking animals that are around, including like the unproportionate birds that they just have like perched around the top, and the little coin, like the little coin pool with the crocodile in it is now very lively. He sees that and makes a wide berth, very freaked out. But then like amongst all of like the regular like regular rainforest commotion, she hears what sounds like maybe like a pan flute or something. And the sound of hooves just kind of dancing around. She kind of takes back some of the vines to another little set of tables that are a little sequestered off. And just see a bunch of satyrs just having a party back there. They've gotten behind the bar. They're getting all of the very sweet, very fruity drinks that they possibly can, and are just having a great time back there. Just wide-eyed. They haven't seen her yet. She just kind of puts back the vines and just like backpedals out of the Rainforest Cafe to she didn't even notice the rest of them behind her. She bumps into one of you and just, oh, okay. Hi.
I think maybe you bump into Frankie.
Yeah.
Has originally just got bored with Home Good Emporium after hours and went to go find the bathroom before they made an excursion of the rest of the mall. And as they were going down that like creepy back corridor that all malls have connecting stores, that probably she started to hear some of that pan flute music, which I absolutely did not prep on the soundtrack, so sorry for that.
How dare you not?
Yeah, how did you not know?
How is that not on my list of possibilities?
Where's the synth wave with the pan flute music, Eva?
I'll add it in post. And yeah, there was just that's not Rainforest Cafe music, is it? And just came to kind of see what's going on, and just hyper focused on the Rainforest Cafe. Hadn't really gotten a chance to look around at anything else yet. And Jamie, they probably collide like right as Frankie's like there's the door that, you know, goes in and out of that back hallway area, and then there's probably, 5 or 10 feet, and then the Rainforest Cafe starts, so they probably bump into each other like in that outer area where there's like all the vines and animal statues and whatnot. Jamie? What?
Frankie?
Do you have like a pan flute band that I don't know about? What's up?
Not quite.
I want to say that's cool,
maybe...
but also I don't. It's different. I'll give it that.
I just had like a really long shift, so maybe like I'm just like seeing and hearing things, but there are a bunch of little like half goat, half men just kind of playing pan flutes and dancing around, and I don't think they're supposed to be here.
Jamie, look at me.
Hey,
look at me. Right here. You're not on anything, are you? Like, you just look rattled. I'm a little confused.
No, I can't say I'm on anything.
Some of those smoothies, you get a little too much protein in them. You can get a little something. I don't know. Wired, that doesn't seem right.
Can you not like hear and like see
I hear it.
Yeah, and like if we're in the hallway, like there's probably like some birds have flown out at this point. As
Okay,
some of them start like
I'll grant
leaving.
you the birds are a little weird. That's new. Is that a...
Did they start getting live animals? They all like they're not like the animatronics.
Is that one on
anymore.
fire? Is that like a phoenix? They don't have phoenixes in Phoenix Eye. Phoenixes. Phoenixies.
I think it's
They don't have
phoenixes.
them in the rainforest, right? Like, this is new.
Yeah. I don't know. It just like it seems like really like humid and like kind of stuffy in here now too.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have the best air to begin with, but this is above and beyond. Have you seen anyone else? Like,
No, I was just trying to, close up my shift and get out, for the history exam tomorrow. But I forgot my flashcard and I had to go get back and then leave. Then I saw
yeah, no, I get the whole weird men in the rainforest cafe thing would kind of throw you off. That's valid. That's super valid.
like is that what like the raves and stuff are like, or like
I don't know
I mean,
why
I've
you're
never been to
asking
one.
me, but no.
Oh.
Not a lot of goat
Okay.
men. Not a lot of pan flutes. Sometimes pan flutes. But not like this kind of just pan flutes. Usually there's like something else going on. I hear. So anyway, Frankie's gonna like try and peek through the whatever vines and like fake tree stuff, and there's goat men.
There's goat men.
Okay. Well, that does it for me. Did you get your flashcards?
No, I went to check this out before I could get. They're all the way across the mall at this point. I'm a little freaked out. If I, worst comes to worst, I could just, I already highlighted everything that I needed to in the textbook, so like, I could just do that. I'm not sure if it's worth going through the entire mall at this point.
I mean... Okay, now...
Isn't the rest of the study group still here? Maybe we should check on them.
I'm real concerned about that fiery bird thing, but you know what? Yeah, let's head up mall. Down mall? I don't know. The other way. I'm good going the other way. And that's probably where we bump into you lot.
I think at this point, like, the floor has gotten like a foot of fog on it, that perfect kind of movie werewolf fog, and stalls are starting to open up at this point, and shops are starting to shift and alter. I think we meet by this this stretch of abyss where a shop once was that used to be, and I guess technically still is, the Gap, where there is just nothingness now. And oh, hey, Jamie, Frankie, right? You worked here. You guys, you good?
I mean, if by good you mean they're flaming birds and a bunch of goat men in the Rainforest Cafe, yeah, doing great.
Jumanji. All right, I really thought this was the last action hero, but
Did you just use that as a expletive?
no, more of a noun. This is a Jumanji, I guess, an adjective.
It's an adjective, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's an adjective.
So weird stuff is happening for you all too, then.
The event is a Jumanji. Yeah, sure.
That's actually a metaphor because you're comparing two things to each other.
It's like a Jumanji. Now it's a simile.
That's a simile.
We got there.
I'm
Yep,
so proud of you.
we did it.
We're going through the vocab list here.
Yeah.
Was this what the test was on?
No, it was a history test.
Oh no.
Well, practice is always good. Yeah, tomorrow.
Is it AP history or regular history?
AP.
Oh, thank gosh. Okay.
Then I don't have a history test. But does anyone see the cute gloves at this shop right here?
The ones that are moving on their own?
Yeah, it looks like they're hand knitted. I want to go look at them. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, they're knitting themselves.
Maybe we shouldn't, like, split up if this is all so weird. Those are really nice gloves. And
The Build-A-Bears are building bears.
I mean, bears are huggable.
I'm mad that that's really good. I think the knit gloves are maybe on a one of those island. I absolutely had the word earlier. Kiosk. Thank you. Yes. And it's got the little looks like a fake wagon sort of thing. And they take up the sides and the top, and this long sea snake with sort of a more almost a human face, and more fins than it really has any right to have. And also 4 arms. Kind of slithers out. Maybe it's 3 feet long. It is not very big. But it slithers out from around a corner. And, has those needles clacking. Yes, like what you see. Hand knitted.
I really love these shiny ones that are my school color. I think they'd be great for my next, football game. How much are they?
What do you have?
I have cash.
No.
No?
Do you have secrets? Do you have
I have
the
tons
blood of a
secrets.
former lover? Do you have your grandfather's pocket watch that is stuck at midnight?
Soup
No.
leans over to Jamie and goes, she actually thought she was going to be the final girl. Actually had that thought out loud.
No, but I do know that Julie is currently flirting with Jennifer's boyfriend, who's the captain of the football team, and Julie kind of knows, but doesn't quite know, and is so ready to kick her off the cheer squad.
So quick to give up secrets. Excellent. Yes.
I mean,
Damn,
they're not
holy
my
shit.
secrets.
The creature beckons at you to try the gloves on.
I think they look fabulous. I think they're fingerless and go up a little higher, and they've got sparkles all throughout them with little stars.
I submit that perhaps you don't quite... It's not obviously cotton or linen. There's no grasp on what material these might be made out of.
Human skin.
I didn't see that.
It's made out of the stuff that Squishmallows are made of, but well before
Sim,
Squishmallows.
Yeah.
If you peek in inside the wagon thing, it's just unraveled Squishmallows.
She got them from the future.
It's the early 2000s. People wear currently mixtures of vinyl and polyester together. So Cora's not going to bat an eye. She's just going to be oh my gosh, everyone's going to be so jealous. And just walk up and be look at my new gloves. They're beautiful. And I didn't even have to pay for them.
Cora, what I'm getting here is that you would sell any of us out for an accessory. Please tell me I am misreading the situation drastically.
No, I would sell out someone who would backstab their friend and flirt with someone else's boyfriend. That's totally not, like, kosher.
Speaking of, is this Julie M or Julie B?
Julie B, of course. Julie M would never.
Okay, that does make
Okay, fair,
sense.
fair. Julie B is a B.
And not a good person. Like, I don't like to say it a lot, but not a good person. She totally tried to take my back spot, and she's trying to take, like, Kelly's flyer position. She's not cool.
From the cart, I feel like you'd hear more secrets, more gloves, scarves. We have scarves.
You just see like the wiggle just.
Well, if nothing else, Cora standing here has proven that we actually can engage in some sort of commerce with these new entities without necessarily dying, and we kind of have a foundation for what kind of currency they use. So, good job, Cora. Good job not getting killed or taken or worse.
Yet. But yes, that is...
Is that from the shop lady? Yet?
So what you're telling me is the jury's still out on the final girl.
We're all still here. That's where I'll leave it.
Fair
I'm
enough.
really hoping this is more, again, Wizard of Oz and less Scream, you know?
I hope that too.
think it's rude at this point to not have a ghost just sort of float by.
With Ghostface.
Similar, like not exact, but like, you know, we're starting probably to it's still early. You know, we're at the end of closing time, but some of the denizens might be showing up to shop.
Oh, for sure. I think that stumbling out of the probably the Hollister, because I do remember that one being particularly notorious for the amount of cologne they pumped into the store. Like stumbling out is a werewolf choking on the vapor, just like kind of grabbing and like slapping at its nose, trying to get the fumes out.
I feel you there. That's totally why I chose the game store. I'm totally allergic to the perfume.
Yeah, I honestly, I stepped in there once and I couldn't see a thing and couldn't breathe. So, okay. All right. Well, perhaps this isn't, that bad. We could look around. I mean, when's the next time we're going to get a chance like this, right?
I mean, technically, if this happens every night, any night we work, this could happen.
Does it, though? Is it
Yeah,
like...
I'm wondering about that.
Is it like
I don't know. This is as new to me as you, buddy.
I feel like it would have been part of orientation. That's all I'm saying.
Well, is it like a full moon or one of those like Mercury Gatorade things or like...
Super pull out his phone just to establish this, and it just doesn't work. It's just like there's like the sound of birds chirping when he puts it up to his ear. Twitter's still working.
Twitter's a dumpster fire, and you don't want to go on there.
Also fair.
Yeah,
it's
the people in
Twitter.
there will
I will
eat you
use
alive.
MySpace.
They will eat you alive if you try to say any of this is happening.
At least it hasn't been purchased by a megalomaniacal kind of billionaire who's destroying the world with his anyway.
Yeah, the early 2000s.
At least that doesn't happen.
Whew.
Oh,
We're
I
doing
just
so
had a
well.
weird
Wait,
hit
time.
of the future.
Just got a shiver and I don't know why.
Yeah, all of our heads snap back and our eyes roll back, and
You must invest in Apple. So, I mean, I did have something that I was hoping to do tonight. So I guess, if our lives aren't in mortal peril.
yeah. And Vay, maybe because there's different stores here, stuff you can't really find all the time. Maybe you could buy something nice for
I
someone.
don't like that tone. But buddy boy, buddy Jim.
You don't have to like it.
I don't like what you're insinuating. I don't.
Do you want Vay to buy you a present?
No.
Yeah, do you want me to buy you a present? I'll go give a secret.
I have my own secrets. I got plenty of secrets. I am fucking rich with secrets.
Oh
Alright,
yeah.
What
yeah.
secrets do you have?
Give me a secret.
Excuse me. I'm not just handing out money left and right.
Here. I've got chocolate in my backpack. You want a piece of chocolate for your secret? That's how this works.
I mean, I feel like the two of you have the same secret, whatever it is, and the rest of us don't know what's going on.
I'm here for it.
It's fine.
Some dramatic irony going on.
It's fine. Yeah.
Did you clear out the popcorn machines? Because I could just run up, grab some, watch this all night.
Oh. I did leave the popcorn with Joe Pesci. I hope he didn't eat it.
You could kill the man. That is a lot of butter. And those are such
Yeah,
tiny arteries.
I don't like that I don't know.
But he's bigger on the screen, though. So, does that matter?
Is that butter better?
This was IMAX Joe Pesci. I think he could eat a bag of popcorn and be fine.
A bag of better butter. Cool.
Yeah, bag of better butter. Yeah.
Oh.
Besides, De Niro kills him in that one anyway, so it's not like he was much longer for this world.
Spoilers!
The movie is, like, some number of years old in this world.
Yeah, do the
Oh,
backwards
okay.
math here.
The movie is 10 to 15, potentially 20 years old.
A very offended ambulatory houseplant walking by.
Oh, I would think it's one of the fish from the fountain whose name is Joe Pesci.
Okay. On that note, are we shifting scenes? Is there
Like I'm a clownfish? Like I'm here to amuse you? Eva still has a cold. I can't make her laugh.
I was gonna say, like,
I'm dying.
we should have a donation thing of make Gonah and or Eva cough.
Oh. Yeah, we'll just keep track and donate at the end. Alright, so we can either wrap up the scene and the kind of opening, the closing hours and move into nightfall, if we want. Unless there is something anyone else would like to do in this, like, kind of middling ground, as the night market is still opening. Thoughts? Feelings? Vibes? Vibe check?
I'm good to move on.
I'm good to move on.
So we are agreeing to hang out in the mall, see what there is to see, and then get out at this point? Just...
Yeah, do what we need to do.
Yeah. Alright. Love this. Love this for us. Alright. So we will shift beats. And what do we want to check out first? At this point, maybe the shops are all open, the food court has transformed. There's probably plenty of patrons. What if we're here, if we're staying and investigating? I already saw a bird on fire, and secrets being sold for gloves. I'm coping at the moment. So if there's something that catches someone's eye, just shout out, because I'm processing Is that a tree walking by? No, that's a tree. Okay.
I mean, I've always wanted to meet a mermaid, and there's one down that way.
We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a mermaid? Yeah. Okay.
The fountain's mermaid came to life. And is selling fish. So
If anyone needs to buy fish.
I don't, but I would love to see a mermaid.
Oh, I mean, you didn't bring your fish bag, Frankie? You didn't bring the bag to carry the fish home?
you don't have that Ziploc in your backpack for any time you just come across a fish market?
Fish? Yeah.
I mean, we could always stop by Strawberry Caesar and just get, like, the clear, like, cups. Like, the jumbos are giant. We could maybe just,
we could fit, like,
fish
2 or 3
cup.
fish in one of those.
Yeah.
Wait, were they for eating or for petting?
That's a great question.
I think a fish cup is there's been worse ideas.
No, I mean, like, what is the mermaid? Is the mermaid selling pet fish?
Oh,
Or yeah, like, are these for consumption or are
petting.
these pet fish?
Yeah.
Huh.
Consume
Let's go
or
find
cuddle?
out.
I don't know. I saw a cute one. I wouldn't mind taking one home as a pet.
Okay. Let's go check it out, and we'll see if we need to get cups. So as we are walking back, there is a little bit of trepidation, just because, like, okay, yeah, we can interact with these things, but at the same time, some of them are real big, and some of them look real weird. But we get back to the fountain, and I think it's a little bit of both. Like, some of these fish are for consuming, but most of those are, like, dried and scaled, and it's like what you can get at a food vendor thing. Like, they are hanging to dry, and you can pick them, like fish jerky, like what you get at the Japanese market. And then the other half of the store are pet fish, but, like, there's no goldfish, there's no betas, there's not even a plecostomus in there. These are fish that we have never seen before. A lot of them have too many fins. Some of them are the vague idea of a fish. Like, these...
Do you mean cowfish? Those little boxes. Oh my gosh.
I have to look this up now.
Please look them up. They're so cute, but they don't look like fish.
Oh!
They're just little guys.
They are just little guys.
That's if someone ever said,
so
like,
horrible at swimming.
all of those are born in May because they're little Tauruses.
It's like if a banana slug was a fish.
Now that we're done dragging this poor creature, I'm so sorry I didn't bring my fish bag.
I think Vey is going to try out some of the fish jerky, though. So she's going to go up to the mermaid and like not talk to the mermaid at all, but just, like, very clearly be looking at the dried fish in the hopes that the mermaid will interact, as opposed to her having to ask for anything.
Yeah, and she'll probably turn to you and just say, "You seem new here. Are you looking for anything?"
I was looking at these wonderful fish that I assume that you can eat.
Yeah, I mean, these are fine to eat. We also have quite a bit of silverware, and she takes out, like, a little, like, fork. I had to throw that reference in there. You know,
that's
that.
a thingamabob right there.
Yeah. We also have some dingle hoppers. We have all kinds of little knickknacks, and, like, the upper shelf of the fountain just had like a bunch of those. Though you do see kind of on the upper shelf that there are like a couple of like little like glass like canisters of just like these little fish that do not look like anything you've ever seen come out of the ocean or any body of water that you've ever encountered. Whether they're like these sea urchins, but you can see some of their eyes, like they have like actual eye spots. They're so ugly that they're cute. Like animals like that. They're so ugly that they're cute.
So what I'm picturing are like they're aquatic soot sprites.
Yes, a lot like that. Yeah. And they're just kind of they just kind of float around. They're not really like affixed to anything. They're just kind of floating.
Good. The Marmo moss.
Yeah, actually.
Soot balls. I would like to purchase some of the dried fish, the fish for eating, not the fish for petting.
Okay, yeah. So those will run you. What is one of your most expensive words?
Expensive words?
Yeah, anything that you've come by? Any weird etymologies?
So the multiple word for phoenixes is actually phonos.
Interesting. Okay, well I'll accept that, and then she'll just kind of like pack up the fish jerky, and pass it to you, and phonos, and she'll say it in exactly your voice.
Oh, that's great. That's great for me. she's gonna eat the fish, and I'm sure it tastes delicious. She's just gonna back away.
It's very good.
And eat the fish.
Perfectly well prepared.
Luke leans over to Frankie. We thought she was an Ariel. Turns out she's an Ursula. Couldn't have called it.
That's rude. She clearly is just learning new things.
Well, hopefully she learns how to write something. Otherwise, we're going to get another Little Mermaid. Literacy is important. That's all I'm trying to say. Could have taken a 2-hour movie down to 1.
I will say, Soup, like, you can look at that stuff. Isn't it neat?
Okay.
I thought it was going to be like Splash.
Okay.
If only.
If only.
I'm sorry, if we're going to start delving into Disney movies, the well runs deep.
I do want to note, probably, just to knock this off, that the K Jewelers, or whatever the jewelry store is, has been completely occupied. Like, it's typically that corner store that has the 2 gates and like the people in suits always working in it, has been completely taken over by a dragon who's just like sitting on top of the store, like sitting on top of all the jewelry cases and everything.
This is very good.
Yes. I like this.
Good for them. Good for them. That's, built-in hoard.
I feel like it'd be uncomfortable after a bit. Just, get a pillow.
Because I'm thinking of roles, I'm wondering, Soup, how loud would you have said that? Would the dragon have been able to hear you?
Sure, yeah. I to him, this is like an amusement park. They're just walking by. No one's been hurt yet. They're walking by. Good for them. Good for them. We're tourists here. What could go wrong? All he does is just view things. He's like, it's a horror movie. Other people are gonna get hurt, not him. He's fine. He's a white man in the early 2000s. He's invulnerable.
Cora is desperately trying not to just run away and like run up to the dragon and be like, "Can I pet you?" Because that's all I want to do.
Perhaps the dragon snakes its... Because you're right, snakes its head down, still up on top of the building, on top of the store, and just hisses, "And do we come into new territory with no manners?"
That was so rude, Soup. So rude.
How was that
How
rude?
dare.
I was complimenting you. I don't know your name to address you by, and I don't just want to call you Dragon, because I've seen Dragonheart, and Sean Connery said that was rude. So, I was not trying to be rude.
A bit of smoke.
I was not trying to be rude. I was saying you had good taste in a horde.
I wouldn't bring up taste around a dragon.
Yeah, I feel like that was a bad idea.
Soup.
Yep.
Please.
I'm regretting that one.
How... If you'll humor me, and do a roll for, let's see. I think this would be a night.
I feel like it'd be night as well. Yeah.
I think so too.
I think this is probably make yourself a target.
Yeah, just to sort of see if you're, pushing the right persuasion buttons or...
So is this 1d6? Is there a way to add d6? Let's talk about the rules here.
Yes, because this is our first roll, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So all of our stats, which are just day for the normal world and night for the night market kind of weird world, both of them start at 3 out of 6. And if any of us hit 6 on either day or night, that's it for us in the game. We are shunted out one way or the other. So if you roll 1d6 under the stat that you're rolling on, in this case, night, that's a success. And you get to describe kind of the outcome. If it's equal, mixed bag. If it's over, you fail and you get to describe how things go wrong. You can add a dice for if there's something in your background that is applicable here. Or if someone helps you, in this case, Vey is not helping you, which doesn't matter. You're not being penalized for that. But if someone else were to...
What if small penal? Just a little penalization.
Pay pills for that.
Soup!
Yes, so you can never roll more than 3. Depending on the situation, I don't see how it would really work out here, but sometimes multiple people can help and, make things interesting and whatnot.
Yeah, I would say as far as his background with dealing with dragons, it's just from movies. It's not necessarily helpful. We've got, Maleficent, we've got Dragonheart, maybe Reign of Fire at this point. Like, there's only a handful of movies, and none of them are helpful with dealing with one-on-one. He did roll a 1, so there is that.
Okay. Cool.
So, did roll under the number. Hey, I'm really sorry. My name is Arthur. Does that mean... no? I was hoping that might... Okay. I was not trying to disrespect you in any way. I'm actually... very respectful of you, your choices, live your best life, love you in the movies. Great practical effects.
I think it huffs out another little puff of smoke, and I'm just razzing you. Welcome to the night market.
Thank you. What's your name?
How deep is your register?
I
Just call me
I mean,
Ozymandias. That's fine.
I look upon your works and despair.
You do. And
Are you a regular at the? You said night market.
yes, welcome.
Thanks. Anything we should see and or avoid?
There's something for anyone here. Depends on what you're looking for. Depends on what you have to spend. Names are precious. Memories are precious. Senses are precious. And be careful.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes paths in are easy. Paths out are harder.
Oh, that's very ominously cryptic.
I feel like that's the
I
slogan for
naturally
Taco Bell.
sound threatening. I'm actually trying to be helpful. It's a non-literal curse. But there are literal curses, so watch out for those as well.
Oh, fun. I have one last question.
They're not really fun, but yes.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic. Wait, would you and your horde, if you would, is it about gold? Is it about the color? Because I don't know if you've ever seen buttered popcorn. It looks a lot like gold, tastes a lot better in my opinion, and there is an entire horde of it down the way that I'm happy to offer you.
Liquid gold.
Butter. I presume you know what butter is.
Do not give a dragon pure butter. Who has to clean that up afterwards?
Popcorn is worth more per pound than gold is.
There you go.
Are you offering this free and clear?
In exchange for what do they call it? A boon?
Name your
A future favor.
Small favor.
It's a lot of popcorn. Moderate favor. I'm not asking to
If it's
bend
good.
reality.
If it's good.
Yeah, it's movie theater popcorn. I mean, you can put nacho cheese on it if you want.
Nacho.
Why would you
It's not
ruin
on the menu,
popcorn?
but it's something you can do. Toss some M&Ms in there. That's where it's at. Some peanut M&Ms.
All right. But if it's terrible, no boon, and I get to eat
If it's
one of
terrible, no. If it's terrible, I'll give you a blue slushy. That'll make up for it.
you. Well, you did roll a 1, so I suppose that's fair.
Yeah, and the flavor is blue.
All right.
True.
It sticks out a little claw down from the top of the...
I shake the claw.
And the ground probably shakes as it descends and makes its way up to the second floor. Where the movie theater historically is.
Historically, that'll be on our history test.
Yes,
Yes, it's a very local history.
It's just movie theater history. This is
Oh
why
my
art connected. Where in the mall are movie theaters historically? Second floor.
So since you did seek out more about the market, and did make a dangerous deal, go ahead and move a point in night.
So I have a 4 in night now.
Yes.
Okay.
And then just to be clear, each beat, each section of the evening, you can voluntarily move a point one way or the other. You just have to do certain narrative things, which we will address should that come up.
So just to clarify, do I have 4 points in night and 3 points in day, or 2 points in day?
I believe
Which?
you still have,
Yes to it.
you still have 3 points in day.
Okay.
I believe that's Honey Heist rules. But I also
Okay,
always
so
forget
it's
Honey
it's
Heist
not
rules.
like a counter that it's not Red Dragon Inn where
Right. Yeah, it
Where you
doesn't
always
affect
have
the other
6
side.
points.
You just move one side one way or the other, and it's 2 sliders really.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, a slider from 1 to 6, not 6 points in total at all times.
Yes. And if I'm wrong, I apologize, but we're sticking with that for now. I think we're a couple minutes shy, but that feels like a really good narrative moment to take a break. So we are going to step away about 10-ish minutes. Drink the drinks, pet your pets, stretch would be a good idea. And we will be back shortly. Hi, and welcome back to Mall Kids Night Market. By which I mean I have a rules clarification to announce. Literally everyone was right. Derek did shift his points. He now has 4 points in night and 2 in day, because that is how the game is played. And yes.
By gaining a boon with a dragon, I have become more night than day.
Yes. He is Night
I'm
Man.
closer to... I'm fighter of the day, man. I am closer to becoming Batman than I ever have been before.
Lucky for Soup. My second clarification is just due to the nature of one-shots and timing. This is actually built into the game, which I personally love. We are going to be kind of folding in the nightfall and probably sunrise beats into their surrounding scenes, so that we have time to kind of get everything done that we want to get done without forcing in more scenes than we need to, just because we have to. So if it seems like this game is very short, good news, you can make it longer. If it seems very long, good news, you can still actually make it shorter if you wanted to. That's the beauty of the game. So, quick recap that I suppose I will do since I just announced it and I'm not going to make anyone else do it. We plucky teens have found ourselves in the mysterious night market, populated by mysterious and supernatural and what's beyond supernatural? Just unusual.
Fey creatures.
Fey creatures.
Extraordinary.
Yeah. Eldritch. Arcane.
Yes, as patrons and shopkeeps and the denizens, if you will. And so far things have been going pretty well. Everyone is okay. Vey is up some tasty fish. Cora is up some really nice fingerless gloves. Soup has just potentially acquired a medium-sized boon from a dragon, who he has sent
Medium
up to
boon
the
for a large popcorn.
cinema. I don't recall you saying explicitly only a large popcorn. I believe the dragon now believes all the popcorn and butter are now his. So.
And it is, because, I mean, what, that doesn't come out of Soup's pocket, you know?
Yeah.
True. The man.
And now...
Yeah, it's the man, you know? Big movie theater, you know?
Yeah. So, I think scene-wise, new scene, new, I think Sir Heck or Baker or myself, if we've got something that catches our eye.
So I was wondering if we could take a moment to, like, we've mentioned beats a couple of different times.
Yes.
But without, like, because I've only ever heard them as like story beats.
Yeah.
But with Mall Kids specifically, they have, in the regular, there's opening, then morning, then lunch, evening, closing, and after hours, and that makes a lot of sense as far as like that's a shift. But with the night market, it's a little bit different, right?
Yeah. I'm very glad you asked, and I'm very glad that you said beats, because we have been mentioning beats and scenes, which can sound like they're the same thing, and in this game, they're not. Beats for night market are closing directly after the mall closes, nightfall, midnight, the witching hour, sunrise, and then opening, which is the final last chance, all your cards on the table. So it breaks it down more into less retail shifts and more just night phases. Scenes take place within a beat, within a chunk of time, and it's a narrative term for each player getting an opportunity to control something during that time of day. So making sure that we all get an opportunity to come up with a plan or prepare for something later on, have conversations that we want to have. It makes sure that we don't skip anyone narratively, especially because we're kind of tossing the potato back and forth in terms of PCs and NPCs and that sort of thing. So, yes, when we talk about beats, it is definitely the time of evening and the phase that we're in, and scenes. When I call for a scene shift or who wants to take control, that is just moments within those phases. So, do we have any narrative control takers? And it does, as you might have noticed, one person will sort of start the topic and then we all sort of chime in, which is just how narrative flow goes. But yeah, go for it.
Okay. Cora's What Do You Want has updated. She is now viewing this just as a night at the mall for shopping and having fun. And in that vein, she goes, "Vay, you mentioned you wanted to do something. What did you want to do?"
So, Briar M.
Oh yeah, they play the tuba.
Yeah. I understand that they think it's super, that she is pretty cool, and I understand that with her being so cool and badass, if someone were to want to get their attention, crime might be a part of getting attention. So, I was going to commit a little crime. Small crime.
This sounds like such a fun idea!
Oh yeah, it's super fun.
They. Oh, no. Hang on. Back up. They.
Yes, Frankie.
Your plan. I'm not laughing at you. I need to make that part clear. Your
So clear. Crystal.
plan is to commit a little crime?
Just something that like I could do, and then people are like, oh, someone did that, and I'd be able to be like, I did that, but that also could not actually be tied to me in any way because I don't want to go to prison.
I mean, it
What?
tracks. People love fun criminals. I mean, there's the Thomas Crown affair, Fast and the Furious 2.
That one
Tokyo.
movie is so great.
The one movie, Too Fast, Too Furious. Yeah,
I wonder.
Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift. That's the last one.
It's the very last one.
Isn't it generally the point to not be caught doing crimes, or do I have that backwards?
No, like I don't want to get caught, which is a part of the dilemma, is like how do without caught. And so I was like at the mall after having done the working, I, do small crime, leave. And then, that's opening shift, and nothing can tie it to me because there are so many of us working at the mall. It could be anyone, but also I could say it was me, which I understand. I could just like wait for a crime and be like, it was me. But then what if they get caught and it's like, oh, that wasn't they, it was someone else. So I have to do it and not get caught. But also, like, it'd be kind of cool if I had like a tag or something like that could show that it was me. But also, if I do that, I could get caught. But also, and like,
You've been
she
thinking
just
about this a
continues
lot.
this.
Yeah,
Why?
it sounds like you
So
put a lot of
quite
thought
enough.
into it.
What if instead of a crime, we do a prank?
That sounds very juvenile, and Briar
Those
is
sound like they
a
could be the
mature
same
woman.
thing, though.
Well,
Of
the
grace.
same problem. You still need to connect the person with the thing and still not wanting to be caught. Hey, excuse me. And Frankie's gonna just kind of fly down the next denizen who's coming their way. We have a conundrum, and I'm wondering if you could help us.
Of course.
Frankie- Yeah, go for it.
My friend here. Vate, did you want to go into the? You kind of had a lot of words there. Do you want me to?
Vay spends the next 15 minutes saying the exact same thing that she said to everyone.
It's a Sleepless in Seattle meets The Italian Job. It's an Ocean's 11 with the 10 Things I Hate About You. Is that?
What I need to know is if
No,
anyone's
it's not
running
10 Things I Hate
theater
About You.
right
It
now.
was a high school thing.
It's a Shakespeare thing.
Okay,
Wait.
like,
I'm
Shakespeare
so
Love.
sorry. What
Hard
is the exact question? Is someone running the theater? Are we doing
Okay,
movie puns,
Okay.
comparisons? Like,
Exact question. Parameters. Query. How
So I'm-
would one commit a crime or a prank and get one person's attention in a way that would be attributed to the criminal or prank puller without getting in trouble or discovered by
the general population.
the general population? Yes.
well, for my personal opinion, I would say write their name on something. Declare yourself.
But also, wouldn't that maybe incriminate the person whose name
Yeah,
you're writing?
Because,
No
like,
one
I'm
ever
not
did.
gonna lie, there aren't many Briars out in the world.
In fairness, that wasn't part of my question.
I mean, no one's ever going to write their own name in the giant heart written on top of the ceiling.
That is the truth. I will consider this.
Or
Other people have reasons to be here too, right? Like it's not just me.
for some information, I could maybe give you a more succinct idea.
What info do you want?
Yeah.
How about a name of someone who might strike a bargain one day?
Not it.
Not it.
Not
It doesn't have to be anyone here. It could be anyone you happen to know.
I'm going to say Taylor Lautner because it does not seem like his career is growing places.
I genuinely don't know who that is. I gotta Google it real quick.
That's Jacob from the Twilight movies.
Oh, I know him better as Shark Boy.
Or Shark Boy, yeah.
A better, more timely reference.
Unfortunately, those are his two credits. I'm, again, looking towards the future. He dated Taylor Swift for a period of time.
Oh, he hasn't been in a movie yet.
I will.
I'm depending. Yeah.
So, like, let's put it this way: you put out like a random name that you're just like Taylor Lautner, and like you are the entire reason that the Twilight series was made.
Twilight gets made. Yeah. Oh no.
That is on Soup's soul.
I love that.
That's perfect. That's so good.
Well, unfortunately, one day you will be punished by the mere fact that you gave me that name. But here is my recommendation. If you go about 3 to 4 stores down, there is a shopkeeper who sells magical, well, they're similar to your fireworks, but they will also release a sound, any message you would like, and they will boost a name in there. So maybe you don't commit your crime now. Maybe you commit it next time you're near your Briar, was it?
That's the code name that I'm using for this person.
Okay. Just a recommendation. Don't
Boy,
give
that
full
feels like
names.
a roll, doesn't it?
That kind of does.
It does. It does feel. Yeah. You're trying to trick the Fae.
I just suddenly realized that, like, this person who takes names as a currency knows the name of my crush.
Yeah,
Like,
the problem.
fear. I was standing around with a shirt that said no fear, and now I have one fear. Just one die?
Yes, unless something in your background could be used for, or unless anyone else is helping you, which.
I would say that because I work at a bookstore and like Briar is actually one of the like fairy tale names, which might be why she's drawn to her. She like, you know, she could bring that up as an option. Yeah. 2 dice.
I don't object to that. I think that's fair. So you would take the lowest of the two.
Lowest of the two.
Yeah. Because you want to roll under.
Is a 4.
Your lowest is a 4?
I got a 4 and a 5!
Baby, no.
Oh.
Well then, tell us how this goes wrong.
So as the way that I'm like, you know, Briar, like from the and like suddenly she realizes she maybe shouldn't call them fairy tales because like what if that's derogatory or something? What if that's mean? She's like, from the stories in books that you tell children where there's Snow White and Briar Rose?
Behind you, there is a very short person who just mutters, "Snow White," and keeps walking.
smells like apples.
It was the eighth dwarf.
Raspy.
Where do you think Snow White slept? She had to have a bed.
Oh,
She wrote me out.
he whips around. Oh, you want to go about Snow White? I could tell you about Snow White.
Stinky, stop.
Some of his friends like pull him
That's
off.
not even my name.
Keep walking. Come on, buddy. Come on. We'll go get you a drink.
So yeah, it's not her real name.
We're going to pretend to go along with your thing. I would just... Well, you'll see.
Thank you.
Though you could trade your name for her name.
I don't look like a Briar, though.
I'm saying if you give me your name, your true
No.
name.
No. No, most of my teachers can't even say my name, so like, no.
It's okay. We'll appreciate your services much that they were. We'll handle this ourselves. Strange passerby that Frankie just grabbed at random.
Good night.
And he's,
Guard your name.
Good night. Nope.
nope.
Good night. Good night.
No, I saw that one. It's gonna pull Vay at least far enough away out of earshot. Okay. Could have gone better. What if we do kind of like a Maltese Falcon sort of deal, where it's like it's a crime that only you know about, so that you can like point it out later, but to everybody else something like everything looks the same. Like you're able to write your name on the ceiling where nobody looks, and so then when you bring, your crush here and they look up, it's like, oh hey, but like nobody else is gonna see it, or you.
Well, like I didn't
Rearrange one of the
mind the
mannequins.
fireworks idea. I didn't mind that.
Fireworks are
that
pretty
sounds
good.
kind of
Mhm.
yeah, especially if
You
they're,
can have
like,
the fireworks go off with their name. That would be, and then they would know, like, oh, that's really special. You'd be like, hey, that was me, and nobody else is
Yeah,
gonna claim that.
That's true.
You're gonna incriminate them, but
Yeah, and I mean I could sign it VR or something like that because that
Yeah.
that
Do it at the
stands
next
for nothing
football
right
game.
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You could do the next football
Yeah.
game, and people would think it's just part of the show.
I would totally help with this.
That's good.
That
'cause
is-
I got nothing.
Yeah. But also I do, like what? Okay, I know that Jamie's here for the cards. I assume Cora is here for the shopping. Frankie, why are you here?
Got locked in.
How? Your store closes before any of ours.
And like you're normally the first one out the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. However, sometimes my boss leaves her planner behind in the, manager's drawer, and I thought maybe there'd be some information in there that might be of interest.
Like when your next shift is?
No, like personal information. She's been a jerk, and I just, thought maybe if I learned some information, maybe I could get her to be less of a jerk.
Are
But
you trying to identity theft or something?
Or
I think he's going-
blackmail?
if I thought
Blackmail.
that she left like that kind of information in there, it'd be a different story.
I mean,
But
social security numbers, home addresses.
yeah, I mean, home addresses, a lot of phone numbers.
Mm.
I haven't really looked through it yet. I just kind of grabbed it and figured I'd, put it back
And
later.
I mean, you do realize that we are in a place that, like, I think they sell. Do they only accept secrets as currency, or do you think they sell?
Okay, look, when I had this plan, I didn't know about all this. This would have made things a lot easier, probably.
I feel like you're the first person who would know about this.
See, that's what I was thinking.
If I knew, I don't know if I would have told all of you, but it would have been an option. I don't think I would want to come here by myself. And
But we're study buddies.
okay, look. You can't be mad at me for something I didn't do. So, or didn't not do. I didn't have the opportunity to do it because I didn't look. The point
But you were going to.
But I didn't know this place existed. Look, okay. So, and I grabbed the journal. I was gonna just copy information, but I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll come back to this later. And then that's when I ran into Jamie. So, now we're here. And I'm proud of all of you for not suggesting I sell my boss's secrets, because that thought crossed my mind, and I'm keeping it in my back pocket, but I feel like that's a bridge too far at this point. I don't need gloves at this point.
I mean, yeah, who would sell other people's secrets?
She is not a good person, and it's perfectly okay to sell not good people's secrets.
For gloves.
I mean, they do
They're
look like
really
nice
nice gloves.
They are nice gloves. Is this like normal, like bad manager stuff, or like they being really annoying?
I mean, not like, take it to HR, but like, shitty shifts, probably nepotism, like who's getting what shifts. I haven't even gotten into what I would really like, and I don't think it's in the journal, but I wasn't gonna hack the computer tonight. Salary information. Not that any of us are salary, but like, I want to know who's making my $5.75 an hour and who's making $6.25 an hour.
I mean,
God, it
if
would
you
have been $5.
If you did want to know that, I have been spending a decent amount of time in the computer lab. I could probably figure it out.
Oh, we'll talk more later. Yeah.
Totally do a Ferris
You
Bueller.
only make $5.75 an hour?
It's the early 2000s. I'm in high school.
Yeah, but the gaming store pays better than that. You should just come work with me.
I mean, if y'all are hiring, I've
The
got no
manager's
loyalties
never around.
to the Home Goods Emporium. I will leave my badge on the counter.
Oh, and
Honestly, the best part about the
thanks.
Home Goods is you get to nap in the pillows section sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They are nice pillows. I mean, they're
Mhm.
very, fake handwriting font, weird sayings, but they're very comfy.
My mom buys them. They're scratchy sometimes.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
I think it's the asbestos they use.
Probably.
That makes them not burn.
Yeah, fire retarded pillows.
Does Frankie need to make an asbestos check to see if she's safe?
Wait, would that be night or day?
I
'Cause-
feel like that's painfully day.
oh wait, also
you-
did
Did
I get a point towards night or a point towards
That is
day?
a good point. You would,
I think it would be a point towards day, right? Because it was
Mhm,
a failure.
I think so too.
yeah, but you were trying to do. No, because you're
I
trying
was
not
trying
to
to
follow
do
the
tricksy
rules.
things.
You were trying to do tricksy
Mhm.
things, so yeah, that would be a point towards night, and a point away from day.
Okay.
Even though it was a failure.
Yeah, that's what I think so.
Okay.
Because
Every time you follow the rules, mind your own business, or try to find your way back to the regular mall, use day. Every time you seek out more about the market, steal their goods, or buy cursed ones, make dangerous deals, or make yourself a target, use night.
yeah.
So yeah, I got another night point.
Because I think it's less about. I think it's more about intent than
Outcome.
Well,
I don't think stats move at all, actually, because it says it's only like looking at the
it's
regular
only for
rules.
Yeah, on
success.
success.
When you,
That's
yeah,
true.
when you
So,
success, it moves. So I don't think stats moved for Vay.
Vey.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Okay.
Do we want to go down to the fireworks place, or
I think the fireworks place, and I could do a snack here at one point, but
Oh yeah, if we go down to
Snackies.
the food court, I can get the
your cards.
flashcards. Yeah, yeah. It's like, what is this? What is this night market doing to me? I just offered to break into a computer. Like that's
so not you. You're not that
not
person.
me. I'm really not.
It's just like all
Is it
those.
the air? It must be the air.
It's
Well,
that
there's all those previews at the beginning of DVDs. You wouldn't steal a car. Would you steal a DVD? So
Exactly, I wouldn't.
I just assumed
Yeah.
that was because cars are like really obvious, and like you can't. It's a morale. It's not a size thing. It's a morality thing, isn't it?
It's
Okay.
always
Yeah.
a size thing.
I think that's why they use the same font as "This Is Your Brain on Drugs."
Well, it's the same company.
Oh,
so
weird.
it's just really
Weird
lazy
priorities.
marketing?
That would make a lot of sense, actually.
It's really lazy graphic design.
Hmm.
Fair.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. Except for the
Yeah.
egg that they break for the on drugs thing.
Mm-hmm.
They really shouldn't break that either. It's a waste of food.
It's nice that graphic design is their passion, though.
Yeah.
Is it though if they use the same font?
To the fireworks store.
Unless someone else wants to describe the fireworks store,
Uh,
I will go.
so
Yeah.
I feel that the fireworks store, we would get up to it, and each of the fireworks are these brightly wrapped. They are wrapped in like tissue paper, but also they are different shapes. And so there's a butterfly shaped wrap one, and you can see a little in our brains we would probably think oh, this is lenticular, but in actuality it is a picture that moves back and forth of the explosion, and you can see that oh, the butterfly is going to look like a butterfly. A flower is going to look like a flower. A lightning bolt actually looks like lightning coming down from the sky, etc.
Oh, I could get in so much trouble in this store. This is pretty cool.
I mean, I don't have to be the only one buying stuff, right?
No, that's true.
An older, wizened, long-robed individual with a staff kind of comes pattering out. Yes, what can I help you all with? Are you looking for things that explode and astound?
Yes, Gandalf, we are.
I was gonna say, in order to avoid copyright, can he be Grand Slam Dolph?
Yes, very good.
Please.
Gandalf. I don't know that name. I am known by many names in many lands. But you in this world shall call me Gram Slandolf.
That is amazing. I love your name. It is perfect.
I don't care. What can I sell you?
It looks, and we were told that perhaps you have fireworks of interesting nature.
Have you eyes, child? Look around. There are fireworks surrounding you. And I warn you not to look me directly in the eye.
Or what will happen?
I just don't like it.
Valid. That's
I have a friend who's very similar.
yeah.
Stimming helps.
Yeah, he's got a little click-clack toy that he's playing with.
Built into the staff, just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I love
Yeah.
it.
There's just a little spinny part.
so cool, actually.
I'm just
why don't we
imagining a
have
staff
mobile
with a
aids that
fidget
are
spinner
also
on the
fidget
top of it?
spinners?
Right?
Or I guess not spinners, but like fidget
Yeah.
toys.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right?
Gonna patent it.
$1 million idea. Do you happen to sell anything else? Snacks, perhaps?
I sell snacks that would entice the strangest of tongues and the wildest of worlds.
Will they kill us?
Yeah. How do they go over with, like, humans?
Have you ever heard of Cheetos? No,
Okay. All right.
they're flaming hot. So hot, in fact, the G has burned off of the flaming, leaving only the apostrophe in its place.
Hey, Vay, do you see anything that you like, perhaps?
So, okay, I'm looking and like, okay, here's a weird question. So, and she like turns towards Grand Slam Dolph, but looks over his right shoulder. So like I'm thinking, so okay, you know how flowers have
I
a
know how
certain
flowers-
language. No, I don't want
French.
but wait, no, French flowers?
You say the thing you were going to say.
You know how like there's the language of flowers where it's like if I send you a pink rose, that means unrequited love, but if I send you orange lilies, that means
It means
hate
I'm
your
going to
guts,
murder
please
you.
die.
Yes, I'm familiar. Yes.
Yeah. Fireworks, do they do the same thing? Like if I were to get you know that I don't know, the star one that's over there, like would that be good and cool, or would that be like I
It
want to
would be
spit in
good
your eye
and
and punch you in the
cool.
face?
That is the strange thing of the language of fireworks, is the language is less soft than that of flowers. If you get perhaps a wildcat, it says, "Let's go to war, my army against yours, blood shall be spilt upon this day." But if you get, say, the star one, it's, "Oh, what a party." So, there's levels to it, you know what I mean?
Okay. What would be a good one that says, something like, "Be gay, do crime"?
Oh, we have an entire section for that. Are you kidding?
Dope.
Yeah, just rainbows for days. Depends on what shape you want it in. We've got rainbows on top of rainbows. We've got rainbows that allow you to see into the ultraviolet spectrum.
Do you have
We've got rainbows that will
tuba?
send you to the great halls of Valhalla upon the Rainbow Bridge of Heimdall.
Sir.
I'm
Sir.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Do you have a rainbow tuba?
Oh, yeah.
Or a tuba and a tenor saxophone?
We have a baritone saxophone.
No, that's what Colin plays. I can't have that one.
Frankie's just
That'd
gonna
be-
lean over
You sure?
to Jamie real quick, and this is happening, right? This
This
is
is happening.
not a
He's quite the
hallucination.
salesman.
okay.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna lean into it at this point. We're here. Do you think there's any way that you could make something custom for my friend here? Like, the tenor sax is just like a little smaller.
There's
Playing with the
also
arcane
like
arts
the
of
loop-de-loop
fireworks.
on the neck, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it goes like it's longer and has more butt, and like she
She knows a lot more about it than I do.
Toying with the black magics, I see. I understand. It shall cost you greatly, but it can be done.
Okay, cool. Like, do you want a secret? Do you want a thing? Do you I
would like a thing that is very important to any of you. Something that if you think about it a week from now, you go, I really wish I still had that thing. That is what I wish.
So I have a thing. She gets out her backpack and she gets out this folder. It's purple. It's got a little like post-it note and a paper clip on it that says maps. So here's the thing. When we are no longer able to sell a book, we tear off the front covers. And when we do that, like most of the time, books will have maps for like their stories and stuff. And so
course, the great cartographers.
Yeah. Like we're not able to sell them anymore, so I just like take that front page and I store it in here. And I've been collecting maps for like a couple of years now. And I really enjoy this item. But if I could have a custom tuba and tenor saxophone rainbow that says High Briar quoted by VR, I would be willing to give up my maps.
He like sticks out a very like grizzled, aged hand. Then a deal shall be struck.
Cool. She also grabs hand sanitizer from the bag, puts some of that on her hands, shakes the hand, puts the little hand sanitizer back on her hands, rubs them one more time, and puts that away.
A pact is sealed. Sanitized though it may be! And he'll turn around and prepare your fireworks. That was weird. Sorry I didn't engage throughout this entire conversation.
No, you're fine. You were very clearly looking at the lips with the
I was actually worried about the Build-A-Bear, which I can now see sparks coming from. I think it's becoming a Frankenstein. Probably the De Niro one, if I'm guessing, but I don't know. I mean,
Frankenstein.
Could be Boris Karloff.
Hey,
it's not young.
Mr. Slamdolf, sir.
Grand Slamdolf is my name. What is your name, child?
You can call me child. That's fine. What's the turnaround on this custom job?
It arrives precisely when it means to.
Sure. Okay, in terms of like between now and the end of the night.
It shall be done in now. There you go.
Oh. Right.
Oh. Wow.
Cool. Also, how does this whole thing work exactly? Like, does the night?
Do I have to light it on fire?
Oh, I meant like.
You meant the.
Yeah, that's a good question too, though. Like,
you can activate this particular arcane device in a number of ways. Of course, setting it ablaze is the obvious way. You could also whisper your favorite line of music to the nearest songbird and send it adrift for 7 days. Less efficient, honestly.
I'll light it on fire. I do have a lighter. Thank you, Grand Slamdolf.
But yes, you child, you were asking how things work. Things work in many arcane, mystical, eldritch ways.
Yes. The night market, like, does it just fade away and leave us in the mall? Like, how do we get out of here? Is that...
You must leave in the opposite way from which you came in. For if you'll stay with the night market until it's closed, with the night market you shall remain. But we're always hiring, so there's that.
I'll keep that in mind.
Hey, Frankie, you were looking for a new place to work. This would be great.
I was working nights. Doesn't really gel with.
Graham Slandorf offers dental.
Oh well.
Ooh.
I'm still on my parents' plan, but it's very persuasive. Okay, but like the opposite way from which we came in, meaning like when we physically entered the mall this morning, or like...
We each have to go to our
Your
respective...
exit can only be solved. I don't know. I've never actually left. But even if I could tell you, I wouldn't.
Okay. I think I'm going to make a roll to see if I can get some more information that's a little less wizardly cryptic.
This was like a day roll because you are trying to leave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think I have anything in my background that is good for wizard interactions.
You have attitude. You're a teenager with attitude, so there is.
I do, but he's full of sass. So I feel like that we kind of cancel each other out.
Yeah, it's a teenager versus an octogenarian. One of them has their whole life before them. The other one, no life, and it's a immovable object and
An unstoppable force.
Unstoppable force. Thank you.
I got a 3, which is equal to my day's score. So mixed success. Which just kind of gives us it's a messy situation, where my success costs me something, or we could come to a compromise. So, if I need to sweeten the pot and make a trade for some information, I will. I don't feel like it's quite equal to a whole fancy custom fireworks job, but perhaps we could come to an arrangement.
Fine. Sassy child, I will help you solve the riddle of exiting this mall, if you will give me the memory of your favorite song that your parents sung to you as a child, and you'll never remember it.
My favorite or their favorite?
What was the lullaby that even now comforts you in your darkest times? Or you can go slay the demon in the basement and bring me its mighty blade of fire. Either one.
That one.
Except.
Even in the basement,
No,
though.
I don't vote that one.
Do we have a
That
basement?
one.
Where do we get into
Wait.
the
The
basement?
night market has many
Wait,
basements.
Frankie's basement?
Oh.
Oh, no.
Doesn't your brother live in your
Oh,
basement?
Frankie, I have a name now.
Oh,
I know your name. Just collecting them. Slam Gandalf is doing great today.
maybe we could come up with code names when we're out of here.
Poor Briar.
Are we actually voting for the basement, y'all?
I mean, I've always wanted to go fight things.
I don't share that.
Yeah. We don't have weapons, y'all.
Sure, we can get some.
How does this demon, what's his weak spot? Like, we just...
What part of it glows when we're fighting it?
Yeah.
It's more so you've got to stand on a very narrow bridge, like so narrow, like, why did they build this? And then kind of it breaks under the demon's weight.
Here's the thing. Why do that when you could literally just, like, fly over it?
You think you could
Grand
fly,
slam
you
dunk.
fool?
It's raindrops on roses. It's fine. Raindrops on roses.
Aww.
I find this acceptable. Very well. To exit the mall, you must find the great sphinx of the mall, the riddle keeper, and solve its great riddle.
Where's the Sphinx? Right? It was a mixed success. Fair enough.
Find the sphinx.
Find the Sphinx.
Find the Sphinx.
I mean, they're pretty large, right? Chances are we could maybe find it.
Maybe? I mean...
Maybe it's a kitten sphinx.
I
if
would
only-
Sphinxes-
suggest that you all look for royalty in the Great Court. The Fey Court.
Hmm.
I'm I know the answer to this, but I want to ask you all.
Yeah.
Sphinxes look like very large cats, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to get on the intercom and just go pss, 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 pss?
Oh my god, do you think that would work?
I mean,
No,
we could
because
try.
it would
Try
come from every
Every single cat
Oh, so
in
then
this
we'd
night
get all the
market
cats.
would join us.
Yeah.
but also it would come from every speaker and it wouldn't like draw it to one spot, I think would be the problem. with
Oh.
that.
So here's the thing. I saw this big cat thing in the bookstore, and it was eating the books.
Oh, the cat.
Maybe that's
man?
how it. Maybe that's how it gains knowledge.
We have to kill Mike Myers.
I mean, that is what it looked like.
Aren't sphinxes normally like a lion body and a cat
Like human face.
face, or is
Tell
or
me that's not
griffin
what the cat in the
face?
hat is.
That's not what the
Tell me
cat in
that
the hat looks
cat
like.
Tell me the
That
cat in the hat
Mike
isn't a
Myers.
sphinx.
I
No,
thought
what
you
I
meant
hate
like
is
Say we go fight this demon in the basement. It would be fun.
Mike Myers
What
would be
I-
a great cat name though, to be fair.
That's true.
Also, we're already
Yeah, it would
passing
be.
on the basement for now, just until we kind
yeah.
of level up,
Look.
I guess.
There are many basements, all more treacherous than the last.
Maybe we should have this conversation in the hall. What do you think, Soup?
Yeah, because this guy's voice is doing hell in my throat.
That's a real weird thing for you to say, Soup. But yeah,
It
let's do
is. It is deeply uncomfortable for me to say that. Fairly well, travelers,
Yeah.
and beware. Kind of did a Christopher Lloyd thing there at the end.
Wait, beware of what?
Stuff and things.
Okay. Oh no. Okay.
And he like smoke poofs and he goes running off. You can see him running.
Cool.
You all remember a newspaper headline back from like the 1940s of a guy named Jeremy who got lost in the mall.
Oh no.
Ah. We thought he got lost at a LARPing event, but no.
Well, they're on opposite.
This big 1940s LARPing events.
Now he is the ultimate.
Yes, the height of World War II. LARPing is.
To be fair, I think
It just wasn't called LARPing at that point.
When they picketed for Sherlock Holmes to continue, so.
True.
So
Okay, so Jamie shall food court, get cards, get food, then bookstore, Sphinx.
Maybe it's
cards
just
and
me,
cards.
Cards.
but
and cards.
maybe we should come up with code
We're
names
not
so
going to
you
the
all.
base. Oh. Yes, code
I mean,
names.
if we can discuss that, yes. But I just think y'all keep giving out names. That might not be a good thing. Also, I'm really worried about Briar. 2 people have her name now.
But that's
Well,
like
but,
it.
like-
I'm sure it's
There's no one
fine.
else. Like,
Well, and
Yeah.
also like the Grand Slam Dolph, like he has to take names for custom orders. There's no way he can be allowed to use the names.
Maybe.
maybe we should have read
I'm
out like a
just saying.
contract or something.
He
Yeah.
does have
I'm sure it's like
Frankie,
professional
so.
courtesy, right? Like,
Hmm.
technically every business has your credit card number, but they don't like use it. There's got to be a level of professional courtesy here. If we need code names, we could just go by like the general thing that we work at, like smoothies, games, books, housewares.
Cool. Love that.
Oh yeah.
What about
Disagree.
pillows?
Don't love that.
Oh God, Frankie Pillows.
Frankie Pillows.
Oh,
Frankie Pillows has a long, like a lot of red in his ledger, if you know what I mean.
Okay, but no, but you can't say Frankie, so it isn't funny if you just call me Pillows.
We could call you Sassy
but at
Child.
school, if I like at school,
Okay.
Frankie Pillows.
And see, I already
it
have a
does sound-
nickname, and if I get rid of Soup, it's not that big of a deal, because then you could all just call me by my actual name.
Do you want us to call you by your
I'm sure you want us to
actual
call
name,
you Arthur. What are you, a little
Sucks when you
wallaby?
say-
I'll call you Arthur if that's what you want to be called.
Isn't he an
I
anteater?
like-
Fine.
I think he is.
Okay.
We all just see Arthur like clench his fists.
Just wearing a yellow shirt all of a sudden. Or, rightful king of Britain. There's also that Arthur.
Yeah, the dragon didn't seem to buy it, so...
Look, Arthur, I
I
just
know.
can't associate your name with swords. It's not in
That'd
me.
be weird, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway, to the food court.
no, but that is curious. Like, everyone calls you Soup, so, like, is that, like, partial credit on a name?
I feel like it's a name, but like a nickname should count, right? You just don't get to be called by that nickname anymore. I don't know all the rules. I mean, it's not like they're written down anywhere. Unless we
No.
completely pass that and they're etched into the wall somewhere as part of a code of
Walk
conduct.
past, like, a big old sign, like, with the map, you are here, and then on the other side, like...
It's at
Look,
the entrances
I
where they have like the
deal-
mall rules, like no one under 18 after 6 o'clock.
Mhm.
I
I
didn't.
have dealt with enough teenagers. You could put several signs and posters up all over the mall with these rules. We have missed every single one.
Yep.
And as far as we're concerned, it's their fault for not telling us.
Okay, so walking and talking to the food court, we've got games, we've got pillows, I guess, fine. We've got movies, we've got books, we've got smoothies? Is that what we're going with?
Or strawberry.
Or Caesar.
Or Caesar.
Caesar.
Yeah, I like
Caesar's actually
Caesar.
a
Let's
name.
go
That's
with that.
Pretty good deal.
I like that. Let's do
Hail
that.
and well met.
It too.
The
Okay.
yeah.
Oh.
All I know is it is starting to smell amazing and horrifying at the same time.
I think
I
that's
think
the
that's
fish.
the Yankee Candle. And the fish.
It's a mixture of both.
It's the
Or
fish
it
scented
might-
candle.
It might be the Bed, Bath, and Dead Beyond over there.
Ah.
The Great Beyond.
Sorry, the Bed, Dead Beyond.
We kind of had a middling ground there. I feel like we're transitioning into a next phase, and before we do so, is there anything in the I think we decided that was the midnight hour. I imagine we probably heard an unknown bell toll at some point. And we're passing into the witching hour, which does not have any strange gongs.
Every
unless-
mall has a clock. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also like a fey mall and a fey clock, so like who knows what it it just
So now it like chimes outwards with a great call of some creature.
yeah, and like 2 a.m. is just the smell of the sea, and 3:30 is just moonlight.
The feeling of satin.
Yes.
And the witching hour, a literal witch just comes out and goes, "It's us. We got it."
Yes, it's our time. Reclaiming my time.
So where are we feeling goals wise? Was there anything else we wanted to do kind of in that middle ground of midnight? Because we're on a course, pretty solid course.
Yeah, I think we're. I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good too.
Jamie, would you like to? This is sort of your territory. Would you like to take the lead into the food court and the witching hour?
Ooh, yeah. So I would imagine the food court at this point, instead of having those like cheap like plastic like tables and booths that are like bolted to the floor, it is a big like great hall with like very long tables. with the tablecloths over them, just tons of benches to either side of them, and just all the different kinds of like weird foods. If you thought like the fish jerky was weird, like you don't even really know like what types of meats are being prepared at some of these. It just strange creatures, no idea. There's also where Strawberry Caesar typically is. There is a juice bar, but like everything is just a lot more colorful and sparkly, and almost looks like more like a potions vendor than actual like smoothies or anything like that. There is, since it is the witching hour, I'm gonna say there's a witch there over a cauldron and is brewing these potions. Just like kind of out like for anyone passing by to see and maybe like talk to her about buying potions. And yeah, just all kinds of weird stuff.
Suggestion? If I can make one suggestion, don't have to go with this, but I also do think it's funny or fun at least, if the food court has turned into the Fae court, as you're describing it, as a great hall, that there are like the thrones of the king and queen of the Fae.
Like at the top. I love that. Yeah, I love that a lot. Yeah, let's do that.
This feels risky.
But the potions are sparkly, so I am gonna go see what they are.
Wait. There is a thing in books where if you eat the food of the Fae, you can get stuck in their world. And so, I think it's one of those, like, if we would see it normally, it's fine. But if it looks like something, like, weird, like, Spirited Away style, we don't want to get turned into pigs or anything.
We don't want a Pan's Labyrinth. Some of these things might have eyes in their hands. Not great.
We could just ask.
But then you got the whole thing of like them owing you, or you owing them a favor.
That's fine.
But books, you already ate the weird fish stuff.
But those were like fish that I recognized.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
You recognized any of those fish?
Yeah, they were like little anchovies.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think it was like the pet fish.
Yeah, it was
like the weird ones.
I assumed she had just like jerkied the pet fish.
No,
who's to say?
People keep anchovies as pets.
Okay, okay. First things first. Let's flashcards. Yeah, see if they're still there.
Flashcards. Yeah, I mean,
turned into toadstools or whatever.
Let's hope not. I worked really hard on this. I color-coded them and everything.
How do you have that much time?
If we do encounter the Sphinx, though, I think that would be really good as trade. A riddle on one side with the answer on the other.
Oh.
Hmm.
Or any of that fish jerky if you've got it left. Maybe.
I do. I only ate one, so like...
Okay.
I can distract them by buying potions.
Someone should stick with Cora. This is a terrible idea.
Yeah, I feel like you're distracting yourself by buying potions.
You know what? I'll stick here with Cora while you guys go to the thing. Okay. And I will just ensure that she doesn't consume.
Or, like, give away, something really important.
That's weird. There's a Cyclops in the Cinnabon.
Why is that weird? It is.
Repeat that question to yourself.
It is something in the air. Jamie, I think you're right. There's...
Yes.
Why is that weird?
It's just something that we're accepting now.
I don't know. He might make good cinnamons.
Get out of here. Oh.
Is this like one of those flight or fight or...
Breeze.
Rationalize?
Oh.
Is that how that goes? Okay. I propose that there's probably a role involved in getting back behind the counter where you left those flashcards.
I think so too. Well, that would probably be night, right?
Wondering.
I doubt that it's
because-
following the. Well, it's following the rules to get
how
the
are
thing
you
that I
doing
need.
it? Like,
Oh,
are you
yeah.
trying to be deceptive, or are you like?
I mean, if you all are taking the time to like talk to the person at the counter, like she's just gonna try to like sneak in and act like she knows what she's doing because she obviously like works here on the day shift at least, so she's just gonna kind of walk in like she normally does.
If I would suggest this is 2 rolls, then this is a roll from Vay and Cora, and a roll from Jamie. So Jamie to mind their own business, and then Vay and Cora to distract. So I would say half is night, and then Jamie would be day.
Also, like the flashcards are definitely like back in the real world, like
Yeah, exactly. It's just like kind of.
It's literally you minding your own business. It's, I left my stuff here. I work here.
I work here on the day shift. Okay, so would that give me 2 dice then?
I kind of think it would just. Yeah.
We could also do it like based on the success of Vay and Cora.
We could.
So
Yeah,
if they're successful, that would be 2 dice.
Oh no!
Who else
we
Gonah?
lose?
Gonah.
Gonah. We will take a brief break then while we sort this out. BRB.
We'll be right back.
She was in love with a boy, in love with a girl, so in love with the world, so beautiful. She was in love with the night, the way the sun shines.
Hello, and we're back. And I made sure everyone was in the right spot camera-wise, so it worked out. As we left off, Jamie was going to do a day roll. And then, they're helping each other, right? Vay or Cora is doing a night roll with an advantage. And I think we agreed Jamie is also using... Actually, might be using 3 dice because you're getting help from...
Yeah, you're getting help from us.
Yeah.
I think I was rolling, and the advantage is that Cora spends a lot of time talking to a lot of people and is also very like perky and loud, and so she would be distracting.
Okay.
All right.
Then, yeah. Oh, you're looking to buy a thickie.
What's a thickie?
The opposite of a smoothie.
Ooh, I am super interested. I like this one with gold and purple sparkles over here.
So, before like we get it, like what are in thickies?
You ever had a thick drink of water?
Say that I
have,
have.
actually, yes.
Think of like swamp water, but at the end of it, you're like, I don't fully regret that.
I like this idea. This sounds like a lot of fun.
And sometimes they give you mystical powers.
I'm so excited. What do I need to trade? What do you want?
But also like is this safe to consume for humans, or will it trap us here for an eternity? Like
I would say that nothing in life is truly safe. In many ways, most things lead you ever forward on the present trend towards death. But, you do you.
Let me put it this way. Like, if you had to have an advertisement on TV and there was a part at the end where you speak really fast about, like, can cause, I don't know, heart spasms.
Oh, that'd be the whole commercial.
Shakies. Oh, no.
May cause. Honey, I'm a goblin. I don't know what's going on inside you. But for me, let's just say you need some time after you drink this. But it's worth it.
Purple and gold sparkles with the stars.
Games, Magic the Gathering, board games. I do not think...
There's a table of wizards nearby. You cold? Magic the Gathering.
Not that one.
We meet every Thursday.
I use a blue deck.
No one likes that one.
No one likes them. Yeah.
No one likes
no one likes them.
No. Even I know no. I'm just saying, like, it has gold and purple and stars in it. It can't be that bad. And on top of it, it could give me mystical powers. We can go fight the demon.
We're not going to fight the demon. Promise, we're not going to fight the demon. We need to make sure that Caesar is not stabbed in the back.
Well, Caesar can absolutely not be stabbed in the back. Well, I tried this wonderful goblin's beautiful concoction of gold and purple and stars. It has stars.
Okay. Let's. Frankie was absolutely going to go help Jamie.
Pillows!
But yeah, okay, yes. Hi, it's me. Your friend Pillows. I just gotta ask, one consumer to a business person.
Business Goblin.
Business goblin. Yes, my apologies. What are the like contractual rules with this thicky? Is it technically qualified as Fey food, for example, or is it just?
Do you sign a contract every time you go to McDonald's or whatever it is?
So we do get a tiny contract. It's called a receipt.
That's true. That's yes.
A receipt of purchase. Fine. You don't owe me anything. You just pay me with a lock of your hair, and I give you a thickie.
No root.
There's root in it. That is part of it. There's part of a thickie.
I meant of my hair.
But, like, then my hair will be uneven.
And you don't want that. Pictures are coming up soon.
Yes, they are.
All the other cheerleaders, what will they think? I think this is a
What
good
will
way
they think?
for one of the roles. I feel like perhaps Jamie's is predicated on the others, so maybe.
What? Oh, I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay.
That's
Perfect.
success.
Yeah. So
we have the goblins' attention. I think it's just a matter of whether.
Yeah, the full attention
Caesar...
of their arbitrary ambient evil is
Yeah.
it's on you.
That's very good.
It would need to be from the back, and it would my hair would still have to be up, and we'll switch to Jamie while like Cora's trying to figure out like how much she can cut off without it being noticeable.
All right, so if anyone, you could probably clip it at this point. A couple minutes ago, I rolled the dice and had a very shocked look on my face because I rolled not 1 not 2 1s, but 3 1s.
Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
what do you mean?
So like a shadow in the night.
Yeah, it's just casually just walking in. I know what I'm doing. I work here. Like, just go back to the lockers. There's a lot more moss on them than I remember, but like,
You
it's
do that
fine.
thing where you're like back to back with the goblin for a second as you both like spin.
Ooh.
Yeah, the whole behind, except I almost say it, and I'm like, wait, no, don't say that. Yeah, I go in and things are a little different, yeah, because there's more moss and stuff around, and it's a little rearranged to fit more like cauldrons and other like bubbling giant vial things. But yeah, I find my locker and then kind of take out my cards. See, there's like a lot of like other like weird things in the locker now. Like there's like recipe cards and stuff like that. I'm like, what am I gonna use this for? I can't find an Eye of Newt during the daytime. I'm just gonna go.
I mean, not with that attitude.
Well, yeah, and then I'll meet back up with the group.
So.
All right, here's your thickie, and just gonna like go to like one of the slushy machines, and it's just plopping out. And then she'll lift the lid and put your hair in it, close the lid, and of the main contraption, and then it hands you the purple and gold thing. This gives you the power of seeing 20/20 vision.
Wait, I already have 20/20 vision.
No, you see into the year 2020.
You can see to the year 2020.
Okay.
Why is everyone in their houses?
Oh
Just
no.
Why is no one
There.
going outside?
Oh, sad.
Is that both
Things aren't
brown?
great. As I said, ambivalent, ambient evil. Enjoy.
Jamie gets to move point into day, further into day.
day.
And then Cora into night, because I think Vey was just assisting.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
both assisting and trying to make this
Well,
not
if anyone's
happen.
going to feel the punishment of success on that one, I think it would be Cora.
Yeah.
Thanks, I hate it. I think Frankie is going to, there's a little, you know what, like Baskin Robbins with those like little spoons, and like you get like a sample. Because it's not a transaction, they're gonna feel like this is safe, and like we've kind of already determined that, like, I mean, the goblin told Cora magic that you know, it was fine. Hey, can I try like a sample of that that one machine? What, cauldron? What is, you've got like those like blue and purple, and could I try that like sparkly pink one?
You want a quickie thicky? Is that what you're asking for?
Absolutely not what I'm going to verbally say with my mouth, but
That's fair.
I suppose just a taste.
You've
Are they
successfully not fallen into my trap.
Am I free sample? Is that what this is?
Nothing in life is for free. Pillows.
I don't know if anyone called me that in your hearing.
You introduced
Yeah,
yourself.
Cora.
You said it's me. Pillows.
I did, in fact, say it's me. Pillows. That is.
Yeah, I
how
wasn't gonna forget that.
all of your yearbooks from now on.
You don't forget when somebody walks up and says, "Hi, it's me." Pillows.
Can I get a sample?
Yeah, sure. You don't pay with money. Wink.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like a quickie thicky will make you feel sicky.
Yeah. I regret all of this.
Think like a fox. They hand you a little spoon.
Oh, I kind
And it's like an aged antique, like bent metal spoon.
May you feel the regret all the way in your soul.
Yeah, and I haven't even had it yet. I'm willing to roll on this and say that perhaps this is a night roll, just to. I don't know. Stomach it. Like this does feel like.
Yeah, you're ingesting some strange substance made over a cauldron. That's fair.
Okay. Maybe it's to see if it's actually like no.
Oh yeah, like a
weird
luck
deals.
roll. Yeah.
Well, not lucky because that was a 4.
Uh-oh.
I think it does make me. I think instead of making me ill, I think I feel fine, but perhaps my skin turns green.
One of them side effects. You'll also find you have the power of being left-handed.
What side effects? I feel fine.
You feel like you could defy gravity?
I don't understand that reference.
That's fine.
You've Shrek'd. You've Shrek'd.
When Cora sees this, she kind of just like reaches out to the nearest trash can and drops hers in there.
Success!
Oh, but you wanted the shake. You wanted the dickies.
I can't be green. It would be totally clashing with my hair color.
Why am I
Yeah,
green?
but you'd look so good in the cheerleader photos.
No, I wouldn't. You know I wouldn't, Vay.
Little gremlin pops out of the trash can. Thank you.
Have fun.
Does this go away? This goes away, right?
It was a sample. Like, it's gotta go away.
Yeah, temporary, right? Like,
Yeah, temporary, and you
Yeah,
know,
like-
temporary.
It only
Super-
lasts
Oh,
20
it
years
goes away
instead
with
of 80.
time.
oh
And-
god.
It looks really good on you.
I don't have enough foundation for this.
You can totally pull that off as a look.
I could pull it off.
I'm no longer hungry.
You do.
Soup, did you need anything
I think
here in the Fey Court?
don't
No,
know.
I'm actively not trying to piss off the king and queen of the Fae in the literal Fae court. So, just hanging out.
Wait,
yes.
isn't this where Grand Slam or whatever his name was said that we'd find the row?
Oh, the Sphinx.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got the name.
I
Catman.
Like I let someone cut it. I was like, what?
just remember him being really vague and saying, "No, go find the Sphinx. I won't tell you about the Sphinx." Oh, I failed. I'm not moving any points.
I thought he mentioned the court, the Fey
He
court.
did. He did, in fact.
He mentioned that, like, maybe we could ask the Fae Court. So I feel like it's one of those, either we ask the Sphinx or we ask the Fae Court. And, like, I don't know, do you prefer riddles or do you prefer Jane Austen meets Fae?
It was so thoughtful of that wizard not to railroad us into a single path, but to give us options.
It's true.
Pretty
That's
chill,
the
that
makings
wizard.
of a good
Yeah.
of a
I
good
mean-
Frankly,
Technically, my name is Fey.
hey, game
Yeah.
store.
You want to give them your name?
Ooh,
Game store.
Yeah.
Wow.
but you could say you're royalty. You're literally
I know.
the Fae. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that could end so badly for you.
High risk, high reward?
I mean, if you're not gonna let me fight a demon,
Hey, we were gonna let you drink the shake.
Green Bay.
Okay, yeah, like, Frankie is just digging in her bag, like, looking for some sort of makeup. About that, I'm trying not to stress.
Cora opens up her bag and just pulls out an entire makeup kit and hands it to you.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm
I'm not sure it's your shade, but
I don't care.
it should work.
Green is not my shade either. I am going to,
Yeah, what? She has to color match?
yeah. Anything's better than this at the moment. I do. I do, if I had my choice, think I would rather go with a riddle out of 5 of us than worrying about 5 of us making a good impression on those fancy folk right there.
I mean, most riddles, the answer is like a mirror, fire, silence, water,
Time.
a mountain.
Like
Yeah, time.
50%
Time
of
is
the,
like most.
50%. There's so many of them.
Solid. Yeah, exactly.
Those are good.
Exactly.
Except for that one time, it's like Rumpelstiltskin and it's his name.
Another
Yeah.
table.
That's true.
What did you say?
Keep my
God
name out
damn
your
it.
mouth.
Get my name out your mouth.
From further under the table. Rumple, they're never saying your name. It's never your name. You always hear your name. It's not your name. Okay. Shall we... Are we... You got your cards, right,
Mhm.
Caesar?
Yep.
Do we need anything else? We're gonna try the Sphinx. Is that what we're doing? Bookshop?
Yeah.
I mean,
I like it.
I feel like that is the best, but also I understand that some of you like to make bad decisions. And I will go with those bad
Whatever.
decisions if you want.
Frankie is
Really?
patting foundation on their hands at this point. I don't know what you're talking about.
Soup, what's your vote?
I'm honestly fine with either. I've seen enough movies. I could solve riddles, or we can treat with the king and queen. Oh, worst thing is the Sphinx could eat like one of us. So I'm just saying,
Still 4 of us left.
we in a riddle battle, we've got flashcards. We have real world knowledge. I know the ending to Shutter Island. That alone.
Why?
Do you think the Sphinx knows about Inception? I don't think so.
We can go with the Sphinx. I'm fine with that. I was just offering up a wordplay that they might find fun.
They would find that fun. I also have a moderate favor from a dragon that I could trade for exit. So
That's true.
That's an option. I mean, do you want to keep the boon? Or do you want to use the boon? Like, how often are you planning on visiting?
I think
at the same time, it's pretty great to put on a resume, like at the very bottom, like references have a moderate favor from a legendary dragon.
Are they legendary?
I'm just putting a categorical name to them.
This is just like a regular dragon.
I don't know.
Just Ozymandias, average dragon.
Yeah.
But he also owns a bunch of like movie theater popcorn. I think that would make him pretty like rare among dragons.
Yeah, he's probably like dragon upper middle class.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't have a mansion, but he does have a pool.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Until the dragon 1% just completely eliminate that entire class.
Demographic.
Anyway.
Bookstore.
Yeah, let's bookstore.
Bookstore.
We can always come back to the court if we need to.
I like to think that we're doing the speed running that you see, like, middle-aged older ladies do through the mall.
Sure, yeah.
Power walk, yes.
I think as we hit the center, like we're passing the escalator up to the movie theater, we can just hear the like crunching of just massive amount, like everything that's left of the popcorn, and yeah, that's not so bad.
Good on you.
Liquid gold. Who knew?
Dragon is gonna have the. I can't remember if we can cuss on this or not.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That dragon's gonna have the shits for days.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
I think we're going to probably walk by the Build-A-Bear, which has been slowly mobilizing into a like battalion.
Bear army.
They're arming themselves. Yeah.
What do you think they're going to go fight?
Are they arming themselves with bear arms?
They have a right to it, okay? I don't care. This mall's still in America, okay?
Probably across the way somewhere, maybe kitty corner, there's what was that, KB Toys or something? And so like all the dolls on that side have like mobilized.
You're like an American Girl store.
Yeah, yes.
Oh no.
Perfect. Scratch the KB Toys. Absolutely American Girl dolls.
Samantha and all the hardships she went through is just, getting ready with her early 1900s, I think, maybe. I can't remember when Samantha was. No, she was the Revolutionary War one? Whatever. Victorian. She was Victorian. Yeah.
Yeah.
She survived the Spanish flu. She's ready for anything.
As we just sort of like inch our way past.
The toy no man's land.
Hey, Vey, is the doors into the store still open? Is that how you got in here in the mall?
Yeah, I was supposed to lock up, and that was the last. Like, you leave and you pull down the thing. I have not yet pulled down the thing, but also I feel like probably they would have just put it back up, because that seems to be everyone's just using the other people's stores. Look at that. There's a Suncoast over there that's just full of a bunch of very pale looking people with sharp teeth.
I want to go in, but also I don't.
No. There's no VHS anime that is worth that.
No. Do I need glasses, or did the sign turn into an actual beach? Is that an actual sun? I don't want to think about it. It's hurting my eyes.
It hurts when I stare at it.
Yeah,
So
maybe
like
that's why I need glasses. Okay.
So yeah, I assume that we get up to the bookstore. It is wide open, and there are still some wizards that are perusing, but you'll also see other creatures that are either like they will literally just open the book, lay it on the floor, and jump into the book.
Yes.
Portal style. There are others that there are other cat-like beings that are also eating smaller books like Hop on Pop and Good Night Moon. But as we go in, we get further and further to the back, and Vey is kind of like stepping more slowly, but all of you can see that there is this large looming black, and like now that it is not as dark because the lights are back on, you can see that there are wings attached to the back, but this is Michael Myers's face on a large black furred sphinx.
Oh no.
A
And it just
horrifying
turns
image.
to all of you and goes,
Honestly.
"Hello! How are we all doing tonight?"
You rose
know?
so high in Austin Powers and fell so far. You're literally
Sorry,
the reason
I don't
the
know
minions
that
are a thing now.
movie.
Yeah.
Books, soup. I think books are the appropriate medium here.
I read a book.
Okay. Hi. We're
From
I got no- I
the
can't do this.
Dayland.
Hi! We're trying to leave the night
Nervous
map.
laughter.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We
Day
heard you
people.
We heard you had a riddle for us.
I have many riddles.
Oh,
But
do you want more riddles?
oh, I've just been devouring some of my own. And you
There's
look
a-
down, and while you may not recognize the text, you can see that it is a red book. It's got a lizard on it, and the text looks almost as though it is brass. And it is definitely from the middle children's section.
Aragon?
That
Is this just
the
literally
dragon
has a
book?
on it.
YA book.
Yeah, is it
And
just
it's a one.
the dragon book? The book on dragons?
It's supposed to be Inkheart.
That's what I was
Okay.
thinking.
Oh, it's also
yeah, by
that's okay.
Funk.
Okay. Okay.
I have
Yes.
something to grab before the stream ends or after the stream ends.
However, normally people come to me because they have questions. Do you have a question?
Yes.
We are looking to
Oh.
Please, Cora. No, please. Talk away.
I got this wrong in class the other day. How do you divide complex solutions in trigonometry?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is the question that you wish to have answered.
No.
Look at
No,
what
not
one
the
night.
question. No.
Hey,
We-
game shop. Let's go look at these books over here. They'll handle the. Yeah, let's. Oh look, is that the
Okay.
Vampire Diaries? Let's.
Look at the bunnies. Think of the bunnies.
No. Think about the rabbit.
We're noble Sphinx. We collectively, the Summer Group here, are not from the night market. We are not looking to stay with the night market. We are looking to leave the night market. How would we collectively go about leaving the night market?
With a roll.
That is a good
Roll.
question. Please roll at minimum 1 die.
What else would I have? I wouldn't really have anything else helping me on this one.
Is it
That
help
is-
if
that
I'm
is-
distracting Cora? Like.
Yes. let's give 2 rules here.
It helps soup.
Yeah. There was a 3 and a 2, so a 2 actually is my number, so that is a mixed success. Because this is getting back. This is leaving the night market. So it's a day roll, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So yeah, mixed success. It's probably going to be an answer in a riddle, right? I mean, that's the mixed success of it.
Well, the way that I usually work is that you ask a question and I can answer it if you answer my question. Do we have a deal?
Can we all is this a group thing? Because I'd want to.
Yeah, like we're a
Just
study
no-
group. Like I think that should
We're
be
a
fair.
study
We're a
group.
collective mind.
We're all trying to get out of this. Yeah. If we're good with that, then yes, we have a deal.
As many minds as would like to discuss my riddle does not matter, so long as there's only but one question, one answer to the question.
I know you've got an accent and everything, but your face is painfully Canadian.
I get that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange because I am Egyptian and Greek.
Weird that, yeah. I feel like you
Very
do a really good
Hollywood.
Scottish accent, all things told. Love
Well,
Guru
at
is
least I'm
terrible.
not Greek.
At least.
A
Hey.
tear comes down Frankie's face through the makeup.
Green.
The green stripe.
My riddle to you is this. What is more useful to you, broken than whole?
All right, steady group. Huddle.
Huddle.
A heart.
How?
Whoa!
Oh, okay. That's
Rough.
That's not our final answer.
As someone who might have her heart broken very soon, I disagree.
Is this like? Okay, you said time is like 50. It's not time, right?
Broken time.
Not a clock. Not okay. So not time. We'll put time on the back burner. An egg. I'm thinking of that.
Eat the egg.
Egg. I like egg.
You're bringing on drugs, and I feel like this is sending mixed messages now. If that's the answer.
I'm obviously abstaining. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Silence? Sometimes? I don't know. The silence probably isn't great.
I mean, it depends on the situation, right? Like,
But I think an egg is one of those things that for us, better broken than whole. For a chicken, not so much. But it's the face of Mike Myers. He eats eggs.
Never eaten an egg in my life.
It's a blatant lie. Sitting there with an omelet, never once.
Oh no, it's not. I almost said human. No. Anyway,
No.
The eggs might be green. The ham might be green, but
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Have we
I
got
vote for
anything
egg.
else? Oh, okay. That's...
I vote egg. I can't think of anything.
Oh no.
I said heart.
That's fair.
I suck at
I
riddles.
appreciate your judgment in this
Your contribution.
games. Yeah. Look, I'm a little stressed by a lot of stuff going on right now, so I got my one answer. I can't. Stairs was my
Really?
backup.
You should feel so good about having one answer.
We're talking amongst our huddle here.
I'm sorry, and you see like his neck retracts.
Yeah, it's a very unsettling. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We got anything else?
Trying to think. I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it, Soup.
Soup will turn around. Egg. As a
Is
statement.
that your final answer?
Yes, Regis.
Extending.
Yeah. I phoned a friend.
Fuck is a phone?
What year is this?
Yes, it's our final answer.
Very good, because it was correct.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm so proud of you. So, in order to leave the night market, what do you need to do? You know those creepy hallways in the back?
The back rooms. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are the liminal spaces between all things. And so, if you want to leave the night market, you must go through the back rooms.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Not the back rooms.
I don't like that.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Are there any catches to that?
What would you define as a catch?
I should have asked
Honey.
another question. I should have known better.
A really cute boy.
It's
There are no cute boys
Oh,
in
that's
the back
disappointing.
rooms.
The welder lady
They're
from
never.
Flashdance.
Say it again,
wait.
Flashdance.
I said the welder lady from Flashdance. Are there any like?
Jennifer.
It's not Jennifer Grey, is it? That's
No, that's
J-Lo,
that's
you
Dirty
all.
Dancing.
like a catch, like a trick or a trap. Like if we go into these spaces, is there like something else waiting for us that we would have to overcome or navigate or something?
I have never left
You
the
may.
night market. I do not know that there is something there, but I do not know that there is not something there. That is a very exciting riddle that you will have to discuss.
I don't think that's that exciting, really. Okay. Thanks.
You're quite welcome. Good luck. And starts eating
And
cardigan.
you. Yep. Okay. The couple of wizards are standing over a book going, Bellathor, I found it! The secret!
Okay. Yes.
Got it. I got it.
Well, if we need to go through the back rooms and potentially it might be dangerous, potentially it might be not, I feel like, are you all ready to get out of here? Because I feel like we got fireworks,
Yeah.
we got weird gloves.
I am
I don't want to get
very
stuck here.
tired.
I
Yeah.
would like to go to bed. I have cheer practice in the morning.
It
I
is.
You
know,
have a
it's
test
like I'm already.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we have a test tomorrow. I'm already like an hour past curfew, and like I don't want to be, 2 years past curfew if we don't get out of here.
Yes. It's very late.
We
or
would have
very
graduated
early,
by then, though.
depending.
All right, I'm going to try something. Ozymandias, to me.
That's gonna be your
With
boon.
confidence.
You hear a booming laughter from up above on the second level. You're joking, right?
Calling in my favor.
There is a
I'm not asking you to
very
land on my hand. I'm just
heavy thud next to the group as this dragon with a slightly like greased, little flecks
like distended
of popcorn.
belly of popcorn.
Yes. And
Oh,
a blue tongue.
Yep. The blue tongue.
He found the Slurpee. So.
Yes.
We would like safe passage for you to escort us through the back rooms so that we might exit the night market. Please and thank you.
That is a good boon. Yes.
It felt moderately sized.
Yes. I, however, am not moderately sized. Do you think, looking at the door, looking at myself, I could fit there with you and protect you from whatever the back rooms hold?
So
I don't know,
ask
can you-
for a sword.
I don't know what your limitations are. Can you shapeshift? Can you... can the doors change in size? I mean, you're saying magic isn't a thing?
Can you do a day roll, perhaps?
I sure can.
I know this is a boon, but also I feel like this is a... Yeah.
That's fair.
Can I maybe sell this on night? Or I guess we are trying to escape, but I'm also trying to deal with the dragon.
Yeah, honestly, it could go either way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Vay's gonna lean over to Jamie and be like, I told you he wasn't legendary.
I do...
I think a sword would have been better.
There is an eye ridge that just raises at that. I would say that the boon would give you, like, a background die, though, right? Like...
Okay, so 2 die. Okay. Because I rolled a 3, so if that's a night roll, success. If it's a day roll, it's failure. And that was another 3. So I leave it to you. We can even call it a mixed success if we're never sure what to do with that.
Well, the problem with the success is you have to move a point.
Sure, but I still wouldn't be...
I see, but...
Yeah,
okay, I see what you're saying.
I leave it to you. I leave it to Ozymandias, the almighty.
I feel like I feel like it would be a day roll just because, like, you've already negotiated the deal with the dragon, which would have been the night roll.
Okay.
Now you're trying to escape
then that
the
was
dragon.
not a success. That was a failure.
And now I'm an asshole. Cool.
Oh.
Oh no.
Do you have like a younger cousin that you like also works here? I could take a 15 and...
Bill wouldn't help you. Let's see.
So let me get this straight. You're Ozymandias and your sibling's name is Bill.
As I said, you can't say our names with our registers, so that's
Is it like a stage name?
sure.
And you went with Ozymandias? Oh, that's so... Oh!
Hey,
That is
Ozzy!
so self-inflating.
Ozzy!
Are you trying? Look, you've got your boon, but are you trying to make this harder for yourselves or not? Because honestly,
It's the early 2000s. You can't say Ozzy and not have to... Sharon! I'm here too!
do you think we have
You're not keeping
cable
up with
TV
me.
in the K Jewelers? Honestly,
Oh.
You got CCTV. You can probably wire that in. I don't know.
look, I have a loose scale on my side. I can't go with you, but if you take my scale, most things should be avoidant, if you will.
Okay.
But I've never been in the back rooms, so I don't know what
Okay.
awaits you there.
Neat. That fine, I guess. I'll take the scale. I hereby free you from your pact or bond or whatever you want to call it.
All right, that doesn't really seem like that. Yeah, deal. You said the words.
I don't know how fancy we got to be here.
No, that's peace out, little one. And he
Peace out
leaves.
to you, Ozymandias.
Assuming this is all agreeable. Do we have anything else that we want to wrap up? Excuse me. From the witching hour, because I feel like we're getting into, as I said, we're skipping sunrise. I feel like sun is sort of rising as we're doing all this, and we're getting into the opening.
Everything's fading from existence. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else that remains undone?
Did was Frankie able to
Turn
get
not
her
green.
secrets, or
I think Frankie has her. I mean, she hasn't read them yet, but she has the. She like shoved.
she has the planner?
Yeah, so now she's gonna have to figure out what to do later, but that's fine.
Okay.
Yes. We've got flashcards. We've got
Crime.
crime. We've got secrets.
Shopping.
We've got shopping. Soup.
Yeah, Soup just got to live an actual movie.
Can't ask
He's
for
great.
more than that.
Yeah.
Like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Like the Midnight Snack Club.
Oh, that's so cute.
Okay, so who's opening the door?
Or why not? Dragon scale in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if these are like canonical scary ass back rooms, then we're never getting out and we're all doomed and lost forever. But if this is just like a door with a hallway and then another door, then we all exit out into a comfortable dawning sun.
So do you want what I pictured?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
So, like anyone who has been in those back hallways, it feels like a liminal space.
Yeah.
It just
Yes.
feels unreal and otherworldly. And here it feels very much the same. Honestly, these hallways feel exactly the same as when we are working. We do not see anything extra. We do not see, there are no like hidden creatures or anything like that we know of. But at the same time, it feels like you're being watched. It feels like if you were to turn around, which we all do several times, there's like a girl scrabbling towards you or something. It never happens, but it always feels right on the precipice of that.
The one flickering light. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
always. Always.
And it feels like it goes on a little too long, even though it doesn't. It's just because it's the same.
You just go, does somebody say my name? No?
No?
Weird.
Things echo just a little different than what you feel like they should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No matter
Ceilings
what shoes
feel
you
too
wear, they
tall.
squeak.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's it.
But yeah, once we have passed the various trashes and munched boxes and everything like that are supposed to be taken out in the morning, we can see that sliver of daylight around the door, and we can hear and feel that little bit of wind coming at us. And Soup is the first one to open the door because he has the shield and the boon.
Okay. Everybody good? Still in one piece? Frankie still green?
Ooh, Ooh, is Frankie still green?
Frankie's
Was it wearing
gonna
off?
step out of the mall. And I'm actually gonna leave this to a roll. I'm gonna roll night, just to see, like, statistically. She's still green. I feel like it will fade perhaps over the day until, like, the night market would start again, even if she's not there. But they do have to, like, figure their shit out. Yeah. And, they will hand Cora back, like, an empty makeup palette and just, hey, thanks.
No problem.
I'll get you back, I promise. Okay.
Anybody need a ride home?
Please.
Nah, I
That'd be great.
took my own car.
We should do this again.
Absolutely
No.
I
not.
know.
God, no.
Why not?
Do you think there's an actual basement to the mall?
I do. I think we should fight the demon next time.
We never got a solid answer if it is the basement of the mall or like his basement. Like he's just keeping a dude down there. That feels.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think more questions could be asked next time. I mean, if there was a next time, which I don't think there could be a next time.
Maybe not on purpose, but like.
I still think they should have covered this in the orientation video.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
this
going to
should-
review the contract. We absolutely signed something. It has to be in there somewhere.
What if it's like, the managers know about this, but like, high schoolers.
Yeah. I wanted a bald 45-year-old man in an apron to go, "Hi, so you've decided to work at Strawberry Caesars. There's a lot you need to know about working here. We're a family business. Where everyone works for us, our family. Also, there's a Fey night market where monsters and creatures come to life. You'll need to fight your way out tooth and nail."
Here's how to do CPR.
Should you need to
Why is
find
this
the ancient
expected
blade
of
of
us?
Beelzethor, then you need to follow this exact path, and like a map will pop up for a half second. Did you get that?
Hope you
It's
were
right
taking
next
notes.
to the fire extinguishers. Just break the glass.
Okay, shall we do a little, like, fade out, like, the immediate repercussions, how the fireworks go,
We'll
how
walk
the
off in
test
different
goes?
directions, pump our fist in the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freeze
How
frame.
do the fireworks go?
So I will roll for night.
Hmm.
And I got a 6. So fun fact, the fireworks, what Vey ended up doing, because again, she wanted to make sure that this could not be tied to her, was she did the thing where like you whisper a song to a songbird and then within a
Vey.
week's time or whatever. And so it ended up actually going off right in the middle of the marching band, going through. And because we were marching and doing the music and stuff, Briar did not see the actual fireworks, but everyone else did and told them about it like after. Like anyone who was, in the stands or things like that, maybe even the cheerleader saw it, but Briar did not actually get to see it. And so it was one of those, like, it started a conversation, but it was not the immediate ace in the hole that we thought it was going to be. And it took Vey multiple weeks to actually tell Briar that, yeah, no, I did the fireworks. That was me.
Aw.
No.
How about Jamie? How did the test go?
Yeah, since, we went on the entire quest to get some flashcards and go through the entire night market. I think she started having a little bit of, questioning, like, what was like really important, whether, it was like spending every single second highlighting a textbook or making color-coded flashcards or like having fun with her friends, like despite, the weird amount of peril that we were in, she kind of thinks, wow, no, that was actually really fun. Maybe I should, take it easy a little bit. And I think instead of, burning the midnight oil to study for that, she slacks off for that night. Like she wanted to do. She forgets those flashcards and actually she doesn't ace the test, but she still does okay. Almost like it's perfectly fine. You don't have to be an overachiever all the time. That was a good lesson for her to learn. Oh, should I popcorn over to somebody?
I love that for her. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, what happens with Frankie?
Frankie, the pillows. Carlisle. Retires.
Oh yeah, we call you
Peak
that
of her
constantly.
career. Yeah,
By the way.
I'm well aware. I think, like, after that night, there's nothing they want more than to just, like, flop down on their bed, kick their shoes off and go to sleep. But they're still kind of wired. So, they finally remember the journal that was, like, their whole planner. I guess it's like a day planner. Their whole purpose at the start of the night. And they just start flipping through it, and it's just dates and names and numbers. It doesn't mean anything. Like, there's no smoking gun, so to speak, of like, this is cool, like dirt. And maybe it's in there, but it's not, like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, after going through the market and like seeing all this cool stuff, and also like, she's green, so like priorities. But like, she's just gonna go in later and leave her apron and badge on the counter and quit. And maybe go apply at the game store or something. Yeah. I mean, it's gotta be better than, yeah, dealing with her shitty boss, so yeah. And she might just throw the planner out instead of returning it. That's fine. That seems on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cora.
In true, like, reckless haste fashion, the gloves are not cursed. In fact, when she wears them, she has like an extra sparkle to her. And she wears them often during during football games. And she's just very excited about everything. And she's like, I have new friends. And now that Frankie works with me, she calls you pillows. Constantly. Never. In fact, she's like, this is my friend, Frankie the Pillow. And just exists. Probably goes back to the night market.
Frankie wouldn't say it, but they're friends.
They are friends.
And they do, no matter which one of the four of you, like, does call her pillows, like, she would respond. Like, she'll make big, like, roll her eyes and stuff, but, like, it's fine. It's their thing.
And what does Soup get up to? Does he finish the movie?
He does. I think Soup continues to his list of 1001 movies to see before you die, and in similar fashion to how he's been watching them, he knows what happens at night now, but he's still gonna have the movie theater to himself. So I think now he still is going through that list, but there's a dragon in the audience that he gets to sometimes talk to, and is, whether they're watching Scarface and the dragon goes, "What is all that white powder?" He's like,
Sugar. It's the same stuff that's in the Slurpees.
Ah, man of true hoarding, this Scarface. Or if they're watching Fargo and he goes, "Why are they talking funny?" It's like, they're from North Dakota. What is North Dakota? It's worse than South Dakota, if that helps. It doesn't. So I think that, he and Ozymandias get to maybe Mystery Science Theater 3000 a little bit, the 1001 movies to see before you die.
I love this. I think that brings this game to a ... to be continued ? But officially, as a one-shot, it is closed. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this celebration of Mall Kids expansion number 2 Kickstarter, which again you can find under !Mall Kids. Let's go around and tell everyone who you are, where to find you, what you're up to. I will say, Baker, why don't you go ahead and start?
My name is Baker. You can find me on Twitter, but very rarely. I'm more likely on Instagram, where I post a lot of food pics. Much like my character, I'm very, very not self-aware and like to get into misadventures. Particularly here on Sword and Key, where I play Astrid in Beeson, which is currently on break. And am I popcorning?
We can just go around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can go Gonah.
That's not what going around
hi.
means, but sure. Okay. Gonna go for it.
But to have me be last, Gonah would be counterclockwise. That's what we're talking about.
I think I'm Gonah.
You are.
Hello. I'm Gonah Hawking. I use she, her, or he, him pronouns, depending on the way in the day. And I am a variety streamer over on the Twitch stream of the same name. I play a variety of games from League of Legends to scary games and RPGs. I also am currently working on recording podcasts, or a podcast, just one, called Medium Answers, and that is going to be coming out to wherever you can find podcasts in June. We basically look at these old nostalgic movies, and we rewatched them through a current emotional, mental, political lens, and it's a lot of fun doing this with my friend. I think that's all the things. So technically, I think Sarah's next.
I think I am. Yeah, in the counterclockwise order. Hey, everybody. You can find me on all the social medias at SirHeckALot, including Twitch, Itch, Twitter, Instagram. I'm everywhere. Just find me. It's the best place to figure out where I am in the TTRPG space, because I just kind of wander through a lot of actual play streams. Most notably, in the near future, you can find me on Neon Lights Roleplay tomorrow, Friday, and next Monday for Rogue 2E and D&D 5E respectively. On Wednesday, you can catch me over on Last Caravan RPG with a game called Brinkwood, where we're fighting vampires, so that's going to be a fun time. And then every Saturday you can find me on Indoor Adventures playing in a 1986 West End Ghostbusters game. It's a really good time. We're gonna be wrapping up soon, I think, so definitely catch up if you can, because it's a really cool group. Yeah, that's what I've got going on right now. But yeah, just follow me on social to figure out where I'm gonna be, because I just, like I said, I wander. But that's it for me.
Eva, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You're very practiced at our end of stream wrap up, so I will go ahead and just say, hi, I'm Eva. I am one half of Sword and Key. You can usually find me and my face here Saturdays during Horizon's Call. I will be in our Brindlewood Bay campaign coming up here eventually. Dates to be determined coming up very soon. And that's it. You can also find me on Twitter at the Eva Serrate, and a few other places, but that's my primary what have you. Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason I do the counterclockwise is it makes a U, and that makes my brain happy, and yeah, it also feels left to right. Anyway, hi everybody, I'm Derek Sword. I am the sword half of Sword and Key. If you want to follow me personally, the best place is Twitter at dsword16, but I highly recommend you follow our Sword and Key Twitter. It's Sword and Key with underscores on either side of the ends, sword underscore and underscore key. You can keep up to date with all of our cool stuff there, all of the streams that are happening. And you can also follow us on Discord through our Twitter. Our Discord is posted there. And if you join us on Discord, we have our calendar. We have chats for all these games. You can keep up to date with these lovely folks. We have game discussions where you can even say, like, hey, where did this character decision come from? We can have cool discussions like that. There's a lot of great people on there. Please join us. As far as upcoming Sword and Key stuff, to look at the calendar here, we have every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific, we have our Invisible Sun Fraying Threads campaign, which is GM'd by the incredible Mare. Invisible Sun is an amazing, surreal, magical kind of game, and they're having an absolute amazing time over there, so please check that out. Saturdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, we are doing Horizon's Call, which is our flagship nautical oceanic campaign that I GM. It uses 5e rules. We actually are having our season finale this coming Saturday and are going on a hiatus after that, so catch us while you can. Let's see. Every Saturday we have our Ryutama campaign at 10 a.m. Pacific, and then Sundays. I'm sorry, that is Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific. We have our Ryutama campaign, and alternating Sundays, Brindlewood Bay is figuring out dates to start, but we will have that posted as soon as we got that figured out. Let's see. Other individual stuff. Saturday, April 15th at 8 a.m. we have an Invisible Sun charity one-shot. That is this coming Saturday. Yes. Monday, April 17th, we have a Sword and Tea. Sword and Tea is our chat show, where we have one of our mods talking with typically a game creator, or kind of anybody in the gaming space, sometimes even to just appear about a setting or a game that they have both played. But it's a time for us to feature independent games, unique settings, and kind of just have a nice chat over tea about the stuff that we love. So that will be about Wandering Strange. I believe Mare will be running that one. And then Wednesday, April 19th at 4 p.m., I will be doing a Sword and Tea of Mole Kids, the game that we literally just played with the game creator. It's phenomenal of them to sit down with us and chat about this. So if you have questions, again, join our Discord. You can post questions there for them. Suggestions, thoughts, ideas, all that kind of stuff. Just keep them, I would say if they are criticisms, keep them constructive. That's all I ask, because we're trying to make good things here. Other than that, I feel like I had another thing that I am missing. I will say I am also the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush. Monster Crush is now a Sword and Key network production. It is a podcast where my friend Heavenly and I talk about how much we love monsters and how much we like their butts. To keep that as PC as possible. So if you enjoy monsters, we came back after almost a 2-year hiatus. It's very exciting for us. Our new episode just dropped. It is on Spotify right now because Apple Podcasts is being a pain in the butt. So check that out, Monster Crush. Other things, I'm just looking at the calendar real quick. I do want to shout out, it is one of our channel members' birthdays today. It is Panda's birthday. Panda has featured on the channel before at Horizon's Call, a couple other games. So happy birthday, Panda. Eva, help me out. Am I forgetting anything? I'm literally just looking at the calendar right now.
I think the only other thing is that we will be rating, assuming they have it turned on, -1 charisma tonight.
Perfect. Thank you for that. And yeah, if I did forget anything, we'll post about it. So take care of yourselves. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for supporting this. That's what I wanted to say. It came to me. The Kickstarter for Mall Kids. We are a stretch goal on that. We are the first stretch goal on that. So please keep supporting stuff like what we just played. Night Market is part of the expansion for for mall kids, and there's plenty of other cool stuff in there, which takes being a teen at a mall and makes it even more interesting with superheroes and supernatural stuff and vampires and all sorts of wild stuff. So please go support that Kickstarter. It is currently funded, but again, a 4 episode campaign, mini campaign, is on this channel as the first stretch goal. So if you support that, we make it. So if you enjoy what we do here, please support small creators like the creators of Mole Kids. With that was the last thing I need to say. So take care of yourselves. Have a lovely evening, and we will see you for our next stream. Until then, bye.